and Molly.
I am savage.
So you're not special.
Jim, if we want to play this game, we can play this game.
And I'm just like, oh my God, this guy's going to swing on Jim.
He's a complicated fellow. Oh.
People like me.
I don't think so.
This is Jim, Matt, and Molly on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Madison on YouTube.
We're learning a lot about each other.
We got Homer, Matt Hamilton.
Yeah.
We have...
Pessimist Molly.
No. Realist.
And then Contrarian.
Total.
Jim Rutledge here.
It's Murr.
I'm the bottom. It's
Mister.
Could it be possible you guys are the best show in ESPN Wisconsin, the whole state?
Yeah, obviously. It's
possible. Anything's possible.
You're the best.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio in downtown Madison. Alongside Matt Hamilton and Molly Brown, here's Jim Rutledge.
It is Jim, Matt, and Molly. And we have Olympic gold medalist Matt Hamilton in the Everlight Solar Studio.
Whoop, whoop.
We are presented by Coors Light. If the mountains are blue, you know what to do.
And that's crush a Coors Light. How many Coors Lights did you crush this weekend in Nashville? That is the real question.
Gosh.
Infinite.
Under 3 digits.
Okay.
But I might have pushed it.
She's Molly Brown. I'm Jim Rutledge and Matt Hamilton back in the building. And we are excited to have Matt back. Matt, we weren't really clear what you were up to. So before we get into your BFF, Aaron Rodgers, and do some blind reacts to his Pat McAfee appearance today.
All right.
It's basically he is as insufferable as always. Mm-hmm. But you are not insufferable, and we want to hear, give us the cliff notes of your trip to Nashville. What were you doing there? Give us some highlights. Who were you hobnobbing with? All that.
So, awesome curling event. I know that might not sound possible, but it is. There was an all-star event, so they fan voted for a bunch of all-stars. Most of the fans were from Canada, so no Americans got picked for the all-stars. But they picked me to be the team captain of the all-star game. And I was also involved in a celebrity pro-am game, and one of the celebrities who I actually directly competed against was friend of show George Kittle.
Awesome. What? All right.
And that was really cool because when I walked up, I was like, "Hi, I'm Matt Hamilton." He goes, "Oh, I remember you from the radio show."
Nice.
So that was neat that he remembered it because I'm sure he does plenty of radio shows. If he forgot us in our 15, 20-minute segment, would not have been offended by any means. And then the next day, he goes, "You're going to like it. One of my other buddies is coming tomorrow to help judge a hot shots competition where we recreate famous curling shots and try and make them, and judges score them." One of the guest judges was Vikings tight end TJ Hawkinson. Awesome guy. Went up to him, shook his hand, met him. I obviously dropped the gold card on him, told him I was a gold medalist. He's like, "I actually remember watching you."
Oh, my God.
He's like, "You were the one with the mustache." I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Where's the mustache now?" I was like, "Well, the wife kind of hates it. I'm a nut. So in the summer, I've got to cut it off." And he's like, "Well, that's a little disappointing, but I'm thrilled to meet you." And I told him about the radio show. I was like, "We'd love to have you on." My co-host is a Bear fan, so we butt heads pretty good. My other co-host, Molly, I call her the pessimistic Packer fan, and her husband's a Viking fan, so he was going to be so jealous if you come on our show and talk with Molly and us.
Savage.
So he was, "Here's my number. Text me whenever. We'll figure it out. I want to get on your show."
Love that.
Because he's like, "What kind of show is it?" I'm like, "It's a sports show, but it's kind of like 3 people chatting at a bar over Coors Light, and you kind of overhear their conversation. Very informal kind of radio show." And he's like, "That's perfect. Love that for us." So I think we're going to get TJ Hawkinson on soon. Some of my favorite curlers that I looked up to, I got to play with in this Celebrity Pro-Am.
Nice.
So that was really cool for me, obviously.
Thanks for not giving us their names.
Nobody listening is going to know who Colleen Jones or Glenn Howard is, but
great
legends, trust me on this one.
Okay.
So, yeah, it was a great time. And they had so much, when we were done curling, they could have just been like, "Oh, go have fun in Nashville. Go down to Broadway and yuck it up."
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, they rented out one level of the PBR, which is professional bull riding, bar.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I rode a mechanical bull.
Oh,
Nice.
fun. Do you have a video of it?
No.
Darn.
I sent a picture to my wife, and she's like, "Do not ride that. I have seen so many cases of people tearing ACLs."
Really?
And oddly enough, one of the all-stars that went down there
No.
pulled a quad.
Oh, okay. At least not torn an ACL.
Getting bucked off.
Yeah.
Ryan, don't worry.
Bucked.
With a B.
Bucked.
I shot that bull 2 days later.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you could shoot this bull and it would still buck you off of it. So that was really fun. They rented out like a rooftop bar another day. So they rolled out the red carpet for us, brought in as many celebrities. They had an old Firebird or Thunderbird car, like a 50s car. It was
Nice.
called Dolly Carton.
Oh,
Nice.
And it was like a
Nice.
pink car, so we took a picture in front of that. That was really neat. Just Nashville is one of the coolest cities
I
out
love
there.
Nashville. It's a great time. But my main takeaway from that is that Matt loves tight ends.
He loves tight ends.
If you can't have one, you might as well meet him.
Tucker Kraft, your new best friend, and
Yeah.
now George
Being
Kittle.
from
I
Idaho.
I wanted to
Idaho.
really dislike TJ Hawkinson, but I think we might be best friends now. Like he gave me his number. Like
Oh.
it wasn't the other way around. He was like, "No, you text me. I won't text you on my time. You contact me." And I'm like, "Love that for us." So here we are, best friends. We're probably gonna go boating this summer. So
There you go. You could have your pontoon boat full of tight ends.
oh my gosh, wouldn't be the first time. Waka waka.
Which tight end is your favorite? Tucker
My wife's.
Right answer.
or
There you go.
TJ?
Oh, it's Tucker Kraft.
Okay.
But George Kittle is awesome. And TJ Hawkinson, obviously he was pulled in a lot of directions when he was there.
Yeah.
But he felt like he kept gravitating
Okay.
to just chat.
Obviously, performance is the key for the tight ends, but
It's the long hair.
Yeah,
for
honestly,
the personality, vibe check, which one had the best?
Kittle.
Yeah.
I mean, Hawkinson's very similar. He's a little quieter, but Kittle is really cool, down to earth, but he has a little bit more energy.
Kittle,
to
and I
his,
mean this is a compliment, does not come across initially as a football player. Tucker Kraft, you're like, you play football.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest.
Chicago fan,
If
I
I
bet.
was going to go out and hang out with those tight ends, in order, so I said my favorite's Tucker
Yeah.
Kraft. That's because he's a Packer.
Right.
If I was going to go have a
Crush some
Coors Light,
yeah.
go to the bull riding bar, I'm going with Kittle first, Hawkinson second, Tucker Kraft third.
Yeah,
because
no,
these guys were so cool. I mean,
There's also
me
an
and
age-
Hawk with our hair, we were the best
flow
hair in
is
Nashville.
real.
Yeah, it was an experience, and I was thrilled to be a part of it. So thanks for letting me sneak away for a couple days.
And Kittle's a shoe guy too. So were you guys
yeah, he had
crushing it
some
with your
dunks
shoe
on.
game?
He noticed my SB dunk safaris that I curl in, and made a point to comment on them in the game.
There you go.
And I told him how to do it because he actually curled for 8 weeks in a league in Nashville last summer.
Okay.
So he didn't get out there, and he wasn't like a baby giraffe walking for the first time. He was okay. His slide was decent. He knew what he was doing. He didn't make every shot, but he gave it a good run, and I was super impressed by it because this guy is a giant,
Yeah.
and you don't see a lot of giants curling. I
Well,
think there's a
it's
reason.
more-
Well,
for
you're
it.
pretty tall. How tall are you?
6'2".
How much bigger than you is he?
I mean,
George
I felt
Kittle?
like I was. He felt like he was at least 6'5",
Dang.
but he might just be 6'4". But it felt like I was looking up at him.
6'4" is what he's listed at.
Yeah, he seemed taller.
I didn't,
Maybe it was the dunks he was wearing. He was also wearing some cool dunks when he walked in.
Travis Kelce, I didn't realize 6'5". They're listening to tight ends, so I didn't realize. I was more surprised that Kittle's 6'4".
What's
I thought
Hawkinson? Because he was pretty tall too. I'd say probably 6'3", 6'4". If I was felt like Kittle was taller.
6'5" is what Hawkinson's listed.
Ugh.
Wow.
Yeah, Giants guys.
That's crazy.
And then Jared Allen was there, and he's a giant.
Yep.
Obviously, he's part of the curling group that is investing to try and make this curling way more popular. He's a part of it.
Okay, so that was kind of my
Tucker
question:
Kraft
is why
is
is
6'5" as well.
why is there so many NFL players involved with curling?
Well, I think honestly a lot of it started with Jared Allen, and he had that team All-Pro because the place we were curling at in Nashville is called the T-Line, and Mark Balger built it, former NFL
We had
quarterback,
him
friend
on,
of show.
Yeah, his friend of show.
And he saw the business side of it, and he kind of treats it like a bowling alley. So, like, there's curling, and you can rent it out. They only have leagues 2 days a week. The rest of the week is rentals. Rent it out for an hour, 2 hours, sign a waiver. But there was, like, really cool bar, a bowling alley in there, other little mini games like Golden Tee and that, like, game where you throw the ring on the hook.
Yep.
Right? Like, so it was a really, like, it was almost like the restaurant and bar could stand alone if there wasn't curling, but curling was like the bonus. And then, there's 4 alleys or lanes for bowling as well.
That's cool.
It was cool. It was such a different type of curling club. I don't think there's anything quite like that curling club in the world. I've never seen anything like it. So, really cool. And, I think Jared Allen got these guys into it, and they live in Nashville. Because I want to say Tennessee is probably like Florida and Texas where there's no state income tax.
I don't know.
Not entirely sure.
Yeah.
There's got to be a reason because there's a lot of rich people that live in Nashville, and there's probably a reason for it because football players could live anywhere.
Rodgers was building a house in Nashville too. I remember that.
Yeah. So like I think Jared Allen kind of invited him out to like try it. Kittle got on a team for 8 weeks and enjoyed it. And I'm telling you, once you try curling, you will get hooked. It's a fun game. So I'm not surprised these football players are like, wow, this is a little fun thing to do in the offseason.
Right, and it's something they can do to be competitive still, too.
Yeah, get the competitive juices flowing, but not have to be, like, too over the top and be very accepting that, like, normally you're the most athletic person out there, but this is a different type of athleticism. They get to, like, try their hand at a little more finesse sport than this raw power, bigger, stronger, faster kind of football-style game.
It does remind me, and we'll get to it in a second. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly. We had a side and limited poll question when Matt was gone. I think we had this on Monday when we were.
Oh, yeah. I know. Yep.
Golf is my take here that we have a basically golf. They're incredibly skilled. I wouldn't call them athletes because I think they're mostly one-trick ponies.
Oh, is it? Which is the most athletic sport?
Which of these sports is the most athletic? Golf, curling, a horse race jockey, or NASCAR?
Savage. For the record, I voted curling.
So I did vote curling, but I didn't see the final result. But I think I was pretty disappointed with where curling was at.
Well, the fact that golf is number one is insane. Because if you think about, because everyone's case for golf was the endurance of it, try driving 200 miles per hour with your life on the line with all the other cars around you for the length of that drive.
But golf is probably the highest because that's a sport that everybody plays, so everybody wants to consider themselves as being athletic, that they voted for
and
that.
So, again, my general thing for athleticism is, and obviously I couldn't do it with all the pressure, but, you could hit a shot in golf and, you'd be like, I've hit something similar to what, Rory did.
Right.
In my life, I'm never going to be able to drive a car 200 miles per hour or ride a horse at the speed of jockey would ride it. And then curling again.
You could do that though. Anything I do out there, you could, in theory, do.
But you can't do it to the level you're doing.
Right.
It. And
the consistency.
So golf and curling are similar. It's the ability to repeat over and over again under the pressure and the mind aspect of it. So it's not like it's not hard. It's not like it's not incredibly competitive. It's not like it doesn't take athleticism to do it.
Right.
But I don't know for curling. I guess I can't speak for curling. My general thing, and I've said this before, that if you decided I'm going to commit the next 5 years or maybe later in your life, and you said I just want to golf, I think you can make the Champions Tour.
If I started now, maybe.
But not as someone, because the Champions Tour is full of people who
play pro golf. Yeah.
They're I used to sell insurance, and then I decided to
take it up.
And they make the cut twice a year. They kind of just do it as their retirement. So I'm not saying you'd make a living at it or be great at it, but I think you could get on that tour. You never get into the NBA. You never get into NASCAR. Either you can or you can't. Golf, you could be good enough to be kicking around the tour.
Right.
Maybe never make a cut, but you could be invited and make enough to do it for a while.
Right. And if I was here talking about this poll, I would remind everybody when we play golf, and when I say we, I'm saying the collective listener and myself, there's a pace of play rule that we have to play. Pro golfers, they are so intentional with how fast they walk up that fairway. They're trying to keep their heart rate in a range, probably from 100 to 120. They don't want to go over that because then you have to hit a finesse shot with a high heart rate. It's kind of the same thing with curling. Like you want to bring your heart rate down before you throw.
Yes. So, I mean, it's
curling, though, and you sweep for like 20 seconds as absolutely as hard as you possibly can.
Yeah,
I'm up to like 160 for like 30 seconds, and then it drops back down. So golf and curling, like there's way more athleticism or like physical. It's more demanding physically in curling, I bet.
Yeah, and so again, and none of these things am I saying that these people aren't athletic or they can't was a major difference between Olympians and watching people at the Masters, but there's still a level of nobody, unless you're professionally trained, are going to be anywhere close to without dying riding a horse.
Right.
Or,
I mean,
or
I'm way too
driving
big to be a jockey.
Well, we all are. Sorry, Molly.
Oh, no, I'm not offended. They're like,
Savage.
What'd you say last week when you went to the Kentucky Derby Museum? Like,
they're like, honestly, the most successful jockey of all time, Matt, I learned, is basically 1 inch taller and about 10 pounds heavier than Nola.
I mean, the horse is going to run faster if there's a smaller human on him.
No, I can't imagine the amount of strength that person had to be able to guide.
To stay on that horse and steer it, for sure. And the whole time, like, when I watch horse racing, when you get, like, around a curve and there's 3 horses next to each other and you know, like, that's why their feet are so high, so they're not getting pinched between 2 horses.
Yeah.
Like, could you imagine? These are like 1,000-pound animals that are just like bonking into each other, and you're just trying to go fast.
When I went horseback riding, they get a little close to the fence, and you're like,
you
try to kind of slide guide them over because I'm like, I don't want to get my legs stuck at like 5 miles per hour between this horse and the
because horse
fence.
isn't even going to know. It's like a toothpick cracking on its back. Like, what was that? No, I'm going to keep trying.
That was just my leg.
Hope I find an apple.
You just tried to make your face look like a horse's like snout. Oh.
Yeah, I was trying to do that.
This is Jim, Matt, and Molly. Make sure to get out to Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Middleton. You can go out there for the Sizzle, Swizzle, and Swirl happy hour. You know what? I bet you that's a great place when the Derby rolls around. To watch the Kentucky Derby out there.
Think you get a mint julep?
A mint julep.
Yeah, Kevin can make a mint julep.
Absolutely. And to get yourself a steak sandwich, don't do that. What was that? Kentucky Hot Brown? No. Get yourself
what?
The Kentucky Hot Brown sandwich.
Not an open face sandwich.
Yeah. Close the face. Actually, I believe the steak sandwich might be open. No,
I hate that name, by the way.
Open face?
No.
Oh, the
Kentucky Hot Brown. I will never order that.
I did not name it.
That's what my nickname is when I go to Kentucky.
Only when it's over 90 degrees.
Go ahead and try that. Order that at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Middleton. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
You're listening to Lee.
Come on, Matt. You're the fantasy football guy.
Yeah.
I know, but like we're pretty far removed from fantasy last year. Like,
and honestly, you're into tight ends. Like, I knew how that was going to sound before I said it, but I didn't mean it like.
Okay.
Presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Madison on YouTube.
Look what we have here. It's the refreshing deliciousness of a Pepsi mini can. It's the perfect complement to any meal. The dash of indulgence your day was dreaming of. The sip that'll have you singing Pepsi.
Nope, not again, Steve. Let's take a cue from the Pepsi mini can and pack all that awesomeness you're feeling into a much smaller treat for everyone. Deal?
So, big awesomeness, smaller size. I think I've got just the thing.
Pepsi mini can. Mini can, big taste.
Cheesy Bites Pizza is back at Pizza Hut. For only $13.99, you get a large pizza with 28 pullable, poppable, cheese-filled bites. Plus, it comes with Pizza Hut's very own Ranch Lovers Flight, featuring 3 bold dips: Ultimate Ranch, Chipotle Ranch, and Pepperoni Ranch. 1 large pizza, 3 dips, endless flavor. Ready to dip into deliciousness? Well, hurry. It's only available for a limited time. Head to a Pizza Hut location or order online at pizzahut.com today. Pizza Hut. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
It's time for the Milwaukee Basketball Report on 100.5 ESPN.
Lillard's going to tee up a 3, and he splashes it through for the left wing.
Brought to you by Michelob Ultra, the official beer of the Milwaukee Bucks.
Back-to-back wins against the Pistons over the weekend for the Bucks, and they end their regular season on an 8-game winning streak, undefeated in the regular season in the month of April. Here's head coach Doc Rivers on improvements.
Yeah, just offensive execution. There's times we have these dead periods in the game that you can't afford to have in the playoffs. Transition defense is probably the number one key. corner threes, I guess, and then rebounding. That would be it.
Bucks and Pacers will get their first round series going in Indianapolis. That one tips off at noon on Saturday.
This has been your Milwaukee Basketball Report on Madison's home for Bucks basketball, 100.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Michelob Ultra. The area's best high school sports coverage is Zimbrick Honda's presentation of Prep Mania.
This Saturday at 9 a.m., join Hunter Vaughn and the Dean, Dennis Semrau, as they head to the track and look at the top athletes from around the area. Plus, they're joined by the head track and field coach of Sun Prairie East, Doug Moan, as well as future Badger and defending 400-meter champion Nicole Repka of Verona. Again, join Hunter Vaughn and the Dean this Saturday at 9 a.m. on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
They treated me like family. They're actually people that you can depend on.
They made me feel seen. They really treated me like I was a part of their family, a part of their team.
They ask how you're doing, how you're feeling.
They're just so welcoming and so sweet and kind.
It's like family, caring about another member of the family.
If you've been injured, it costs you nothing to see if Gruber Law Offices can help.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher here for Kohler Services. Well, if you think your shower is one of the ugliest in Wisconsin, upload a photo to goodkarmabrands.com/Wisconsin contest for a chance to win a free shower remodel. Yes, you heard me correctly. One lucky fan will win a free shower remodel from Kohler Services, including a design consultation, demolition, and removal of your existing shower or bath, and installation of a brand new Kohler Lugstone shower. goodkarmabrands.com/Wisconsin contest for your chance to win.
Have you been waiting to buy your next home? Stop. Now is the time to get housed. What's up, Madison? It's Stacy from Bruner Realty. Nobody has a crystal ball to know what the future holds. The longer you wait to find your next home, the better the chance you'll be paying more for it than you would be today. Don't miss out on what could be the best opportunity to find your dream home. Contact our team at BrunerRealtyInc.com to help start your search. That's BrunerRealtyInc.com. Let's get housed.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light. Also brought to you by J&K Security Solutions, securing homes and businesses in the Madison area since 1987.
Out on the streets, the traffic starts jumping with folks like me on the job from 9 to 5.
You guys know that I'm so excited to get my journey at Carbon World Health started here soon, as they just opened up their brand new location in the Prairie Lake Shopping Center just a few months ago. And their state-of-the-art facility will feature all of Carbon's innovative technology, including Botox. Aaron Rodgers could use some based on some of those videos that we saw. If you guys didn't see that, we'll get into that next. But Botox, hydrofacials, M-Sculpt, IV therapies, and so much more. Stop in today to get started on your health and beauty journey. Tell them that Molly from Jim, Matt, and Molly sent you.
She's Molly Brown. I am Jim Rutledge, alongside Matt Hamilton in the Everlight Solar Studio. We are presented by Coors Light, Primetime Warshawn behind the glass. And you can get into the show, 844-770-3776. That's the Carbons Talking text line. List is more. And I want to get to our signing limited poll question, but we got to do a little bit of work to get there. And it's going to start. Matt, you came in a good mood, and we wanted to give you that first segment. Now we got to hear Aaron Rodgers. So
great.
We're gonna bring it down. And Aaron Rodgers was on the Pat McAfee show today, and he had a lot of annoying things to say. But he does initially, and this is the first part we'll do, and a little bit of blind react for both of you. And I haven't heard all of these cuts. I've only heard a few. But Aaron starts the interview by kind of recapping his last 3 months of free agency.
I'm not going to get into specifics about every team that I talked to, but it was a few teams. I would say I did talk to Brian Daboll and had great conversation with him. Really enjoyed him a lot. I think he's a lot of fun to talk to and has a beautiful football mind. There were some other teams that I talked to, like I already mentioned. KOC is a buddy of mine, and we talk during the season. So it was a cool experience. Obviously, I went out to Pittsburgh, tried to do that as quietly as possible. A lot of people think that I'm desperate for attention, even though I haven't talked to you or anybody else in 3 months.
That tracks. Everything tracks.
Thou thinks one protests too much.
Huh?
Like, that guy must be eternally online. Huh? Like, you're projecting. Like,
he's so annoying.
He's protesting too much that I'm not I don't want attention. What do you think I want attention? I don't want attention. I'm just on the show getting attention for myself. But
fully aware of it.
Yeah.
I tried to keep my trip to Pittsburgh secret.
And also, I'm sorry, but he's not a Kardashian, that if he was going to make the trip to Pittsburgh, he could have done it very discreetly. Like, you're just Aaron Rodgers. I understand you're a big face in the NFL, but you're not so big that the paparazzi is following you around. Like, you had somebody tip off. You had your agent or whoever tip off the media to say, hey, Aaron is visiting Pittsburgh today. Go follow him.
Or the Steelers did it.
Or them, I guess. But it's like, dude, you're not so big that, like, you know.
I get it.
All right, let's keep moving here. Now we got Aaron Rodgers talking about focusing attention on his personal life over free agency.
You know, I'm in a different phase of my life. I'm 41 years old. I'm in a serious relationship. I have off-the-field stuff going on that requires my attention. I have personal commitments I made, not knowing what my future was going to look like after last year, that are important to me. And I have, a couple of people in my inner circle who are really battling some difficult stuff. So I have a lot of things that are taking my attention, beginning in really January, away from football, and that's been where I've been focusing most of my attention on. To make a commitment to a team is a big thing, whether you're a first-year player or a 20-year vet. I'm in a serious relationship.
I mean, he's in a serious relationship. He can't be in a committed relationship with the team.
He lives in Nashville, Ryan. I'm just kidding. I don't know if he does.
He's from Southern
Yeah, is he Southern all of a sudden?
Oh, yeah, there you go. He's from Northern California.
Yeah, he's from Northern California.
Okay, yeah, good point.
From,
but he lives
Baker's.
in Southern California, too.
Yeah, but doesn't he sound like he just drops into a Southern accent out of nowhere?
For a moment, when he said, I'm in a committed relationship,
I'm in
I
a
heard
serious
it.
relationship.
Yeah, I heard that, but then the rest of it sounded like normal old.
The rest of it, he kind of sounded like a robot, though. Because he was kind of like,
the other part
I have
that's annoying about it, and I hope
Sounds
everyone
like
in
a
his
bad
life
actor.
is doing okay. But, like, you throw out these bombs, you're like, well, you can't really touch any of that stuff now. It's like, well, people in my inner circle are going through some stuff. Like, that's horrible.
Yeah,
but
sorry
also,
to hear that.
Yeah, but it also doesn't negate you from making a decision on what you're going to do with your future. Like, and I do hope everyone in his life is okay. But it's not necessarily a dot you connect. Like, that's awful, Aaron.
Yeah,
and that's wonderful you're in a relationship too.
I mean,
but like,
I do kind of get it though. When you're at like the end of your career, you think it's winding down, and there's other things that are going on. You're like, if this is still going on come September, am I going to be like mentally split between my home life and focus on NFL? And it's
but
one of those
then
things.
just
like,
make the decision then. That sounds like the decision's made. Don't play.
I'm in a serious relationship.
Kind of, yeah. But like my pops always told me, don't half but two things, whole but one thing.
Right.
I'm in a
So like
serious
I
relationship.
get where he's at with his like family, and his career is like, I don't want to even say it's the sunset. It's dark.
His career's in a darkness retreat.
Just about. Like it's not like full. It's like twilight at this point. The sun is down. There's barely some light left on the horizon that you can still see. The sunset's not worth looking at anymore. It's over.
So here's what I want to get into, because Evan Cohen, our guest next, I think earlier today, Chris Cantu talked about how everyone in the league has an ungodly amount of respect for Aaron Glenn. This was before Aaron Rodgers went on and burn booked him. I believe on Get Up, I think it was Mike Tannenbaum, who talked about how great of a guy and how smart of a football mind Aaron Glenn is, that he could be a GM. A lot of people in the league thought about, like, so Aaron Glenn is unquestionably viewed across the league as like one of the most stand-up, unquestionably good dudes.
Okay.
Here's Aaron Rodgers.
I figured that when I flew across country on my own dime, that there was going to be a conversation. And the confusing thing to me, and the strange thing, was, when I went out there, I meet with the coach, we start talking, he runs out of the room. I'm like, that's kind of strange. Then he comes back with the GM, and I'm like, all right. So we sit down in the office, and I think we're going to have this long conversation. I've flown across the country, and 20 seconds in, he goes, literally, I'm talking to the GM about something, and he leans to the edge of his seat and goes, so do you want to play football? And I was like, yeah, I'm interested. And he said, we're going a different direction at quarterback. So I said, huh? And he goes, we just want to know how you want it released, the messaging. What I thought was going to be a couple-hour meeting turned into like a 15-minute meeting. And I walked out of there. There was no me pleading like, please have me on the team. No.
But that's exactly it. To me, this reads very simply that Aaron Glenn was talking to Aaron Rodgers one-on-one. Aaron Rodgers was clearly looking for some sort of throw flowers at my feet or beg me to play sort of thing. Aaron Glenn said, I'm going to go get the GM because I want someone else to see this. I bring the GM in. Aaron Glenn sits down. Aaron, do you want to play football? I might be interested. Not the answer we want, Aaron. We wanted someone to say yes, goodbye. And that's fair. Like, Aaron, totally. Tough cookies. You're done. The Jets don't want you.
My whole thing with that was the Jets were in a no-win situation. Because later in the clip, where I didn't quite get to, he was like, if that was the situation, you could have just called me. I wouldn't have flown all the way out there.
But they want
on
Aaron,
my own time. But that's what I'm saying is, like, if they call him and say, hey, Aaron, like, we're going to go in a different direction, he's going to spin it like they didn't even have the nerve to meet me face to face.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they meet him face to face and actually, Aaron, given your history, they want to know how you want this put out.
Yeah.
So don't pretend like it's not a big deal when it's always been a big deal. And then to like, so, because if they don't do that and they put it out the way they want to and they don't get Aaron's blessing on how they release that they're letting Aaron Rodgers go, Aaron's going to have a conniption about it. Like, there was no winning there unless they bring Aaron back. That's the only way Aaron doesn't complain to anyone who'll listen that they did him dirty. So, like,
I think those
and I like Aaron Rodgers, but this was some baby poo soft stuff.
And that's what I want to get to with Evan. Because the thing that killed me the most is on my own dime. Aaron, you spent an entire year on the Jets' dime getting rehab, surgery, all of that on top. So all that cost them money, plus all of the millions of dollars they paid you, plus you have more millions of dollars of guaranteed money out there. What do you mean on your own dime?
Yeah.
You basically made $50 million to play 15 games for the Jets.
He probably flew private.
Yeah, but even then, what is that, $20,000 if he's sharing a plane with somebody else? Like, that's pocket change to him.
Well, that's exactly what I'm saying. I'm like, Aaron, if you really wanted to do it, you could have just, first class might have been $1,000.
And it's like as if
on like a regular airline carrier. And I could have got it in coach for like $400 or $500.
Right.
So like, don't tell me that you had to spend on your own dime. Like, everybody flies across the country all the time.
Right.
It's expensive, but it's not like,
nobody else has
melting prices.
Millions of dollars in buyout money that's coming your way. He's getting paid millions of dollars not to play football.
I had to do it on my own dime.
That is killer. All right, we'll talk with Evan Cohen about that next.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly.
He gave me his number. Like, it wasn't the other way around. He was like, no, you text me. I won't text you on my time. You contact me. And I'm like, love that for us. So here we are, best friends. We're probably going to go boating this summer. So
you could have your pontoon boat full of tight ends.
Oh, my gosh.
Presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Medicine on YouTube.
When it comes to your body, you want to trust a doctor, and you want to trust the experts. That's why the only place that you should consider going for GLP-1s and semaglutide is Carbon World Health in Madison. Because they're run by Dr. Nestor Rodriguez, they have a workout facility and trainers to help you reach your goals, and they can help with dietary suggestions. The experts for semaglutide and GLP-1s are Carbon World Health. Learn more at carbonworldhealth.com.
Hey, it's Molly Brown from Jim, Matt, and Molly. I've been drinking ZOA Energy for a while now, and I absolutely love it. ZOA is my go-to beverage when I need a boost without the crash that comes with other energy drinks. It's packed with natural ingredients like vitamin B and C, electrolytes, and has zero sugar. It fuels my workouts and busy days. I recently had twins, and I have a toddler, so I need all of the energy I can get. Head over to ZOAEnergy.com to find the location nearest to you to pick up some ZOA for yourself. ZOA Energy for balance and drive.
Every event tells a story, from the first impression to the final moments. Have someone guide your guests through every chapter the way you want the story told. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With a strong presence, great voices, and an award-winning team, trust us to guide, direct, and inform your guests through all the different chapters of the day. For fun, memorable entertainment for any event, please visit us at celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
If you're looking for a special piece of jewelry for any occasion, Condon Jewelers is always there for you. Condon Jewelers has the best selection of jewelry you'll ever find and guaranteed to have the lowest prices in the Madison area. Free shipping is always available. Visit CondonJeweler.com or call 241-3406 and ask for Jim, the owner, who's at the store every day. Shop locally. Condon Jewelers. The jeweler on the east side. The jeweler on your side.
Brian here from Canopy Wealth Management. At Canopy, we create strategies that are tailored to your needs and goals. We've invested heavily in client-friendly software so your assets and plan progress are available to view in one place at any time. Whether you prefer only the high-level information or enjoy the intricate details of the planning process, we've got you covered. Canopy Wealth Management. Care, competence, clarity. It's not just a tagline, it's a promise. Go to canopy-wealth.com to get started today. That's canopy-wealth.com.
Since J&K Security Solutions opened in 1987, our attention to detail and customer service have been our strongest assets. I'm President Jeffrey Beckman. We'll always do our best to find the most efficient and cost-effective solution to every job we tackle. Whether it's security for your home or business, installing video surveillance, or being able to control your garage doors from your phone, we can help you feel empowered with simple and user-friendly technology. Let's work together to secure your home or business. jksecurity.com.
Outdoor Living Unlimited's showroom on Stoughton Road is absolutely a must-see. Nobody builds a better backyard better than Outdoor Living Unlimited. New deck, outdoor kitchen, screen room, fire pit, and in-ground pool. Outdoor Living Unlimited is Wisconsin's leader in building the new deck. Wisconsin's #1 TimberTech decking installer. Looking for a backyard hardscape design? Stop by Outdoor Living Unlimited's amazing Madison showroom. Visit our open house on Saturday, April 19th from 9 to 1 p.m. and meet the team. Or visit OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
Whether tailgating or hosting at home, don't serve boring, bland food. As the official grill of the Green Bay Packers, Pit Boss brings the heat with a wide range of wood pellet grills, smokers, and hardwood pellet fuel. Reach another level of flavor that can't be achieved with a charcoal or gas grill, and it's beyond easy. Seriously, Pit Boss grills get cooking with just a few simple steps. Grill, smoke, bake, roast, braise, char grill, barbecue, and direct flame sear. The all-in-one Pit Boss does it all. Learn more today at pitboss-grills.com.
Welcome back to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Also brought to you by J&K Security Solutions.
But, it seems like you're deferring to someone that's not actually on the show. And she's already your girlfriend. Friends are people that you're honest with no matter what. So I'm questioning whether or not you actually know how to be friends with someone.
He doesn't need a pat on the back. He's not you.
Well,
who's a good co-host?
And Evan Cohen, who co-hosts Unsportsmanlike right here on ESPN Radio.
From Madison to the Big Apple, it's time for Evan Cohen on Jim, Matt, and Molly.
New York, these vagabond shoes are longing to stray.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The brand new ESPN Wisconsin app. Download the app today for your chance at an all-inclusive private tailgating experience during day 3 of the draft in Green Bay. Open up the ESPN Wisconsin app, scroll all the way down to the bottom, and check out the contest tab and register for your chance to win.
This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light. If the mountains are blue, you know what to do.
And that's crush a Coors Light.
I am Jim Rutledge. I have the power alongside Matt Hamilton and Molly Brown in the Everlight Solar studio. We are thrilled to be joined by Evan Cohen from Unsportsmanlike. You can hear that weekday mornings here on ESPN Madison. Evan, how are we doing this afternoon?
How come there's no brought to you by on my intro there? Don't you think we need a brought to you by, Jim?
Yeah. I'll get to work.
I mean,
on
I don't
that.
know.
Yeah,
I don't know who to go to for that. You seem like a good person to start with.
Yeah.
On the brought to you by, and then UW Madison grad. I know you don't know what school I went to, Jim. But Matt, Molly, how are you guys? Jim obviously slacking.
Yeah.
Doing fantastic.
Yeah, I'm great. I'm a little slap happy right now. Didn't get a whole lot of sleep the last couple days.
Tell Evan about your love for tight ends and your tight end friends.
Yeah, Evan, big fan of tight ends. I was out in Nashville this week earlier for a curling event, and we had some celebrity guests out there, and I met George Kittle in person for the first time. Had him on our show prior, but because I saw him curling, he came out to the curling event and yucked it up with him a little bit. And then the next day, TJ Hawkinson rolled on through, and he complimented my flow, the hair, because he also has a nice head of hair.
Tucker
Kraft the other day, but Hawkinson already committed to being on our show at a later point. So, I'm grinding
you're barking
out
up the wrong. You're barking up the right tree. Excuse me on this one. I am a huge guy when it comes to the tight end position in the NFL. Huge in football in general.
Tell him the other one.
I would take the best tight end in the NFL over the best wide receiver in the NFL any day of the week.
Well, that's funny you say that because one of the best tight ends in the NFL in the past, in like the 2010s probably, was a big fan of curling, actually had lunch with me in the Olympic Village during my gold medal run in 2018. Tight end for the San Francisco 49ers, Vernon Davis, also a friend of mine. So, yeah, I guess maybe tight ends are drawn to me.
Evan, you're out and about and you meet a lot of famous people. But
Wait, Jim, just very quickly.
Yeah.
Did you hear how Matt just set that up? A tight end that had lunch with me.
Yes.
Not I had lunch with.
Yes.
Vernon Davis.
It was
to be honest.
It was your territory.
When he travels across the world to come hang out with the curlers that are competing in the Olympics.
So there were other curlers there. Team Schuster was part of it, too?
Yeah, like it was Team USA.
No,
he didn't like text me. He was like, "Hey, Matt, what you doing?"
Matt Hamilton.
I just have never heard someone phrase a lunch. I've never heard somebody phrase a lunch with, "Hey, so-and-so had lunch with me."
Right.
I've always heard it as like, "Hey, Jim and I went to lunch. Molly and I grabbed lunch today." I didn't say Molly had lunch with me.
Evan, when you win a gold medal, you'll know. You'll feel it.
Well, Matt, the thing is, you have so many accomplishments in life. I don't find you to be a cocky person at all. That may be the cockiest thing you've ever said. Vernon Davis had lunch with me.
Yeah, fair. I could see how that would sound that way. I didn't really try to mean it that way, but it definitely came off that way, didn't it?
But
yes. Jim, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, I wanted to ask you this because who else in your life, because Matt Hamilton, and I mean this in a nice way, is a little bit like Forrest Gump, where he's just like, he runs into the most random famous people and is at the most random famous events. Who else do you know in your life that just randomly, like, how are you here? How are you there? How do you know George Kittle and the Brian Baumgartner from The Office and then Sean White? Like, how do you know all these people just randomly just getting invited to things all over the world?
There are definitely people that I have in my life that are like that, not that are necessarily famous. I'm trying to think of, like, famous people. You know who's somewhat of a – I mean, this is really, really deep. But there is a former NBA player. I don't know him personally, but Chandler Parsons, who's now a media member.
Mm-hmm.
Chandler, really good-looking guy. Chandler Parsons seemingly knows everyone, and, like, every big story – from like the mid-2000s into like 2015, 16, 17, something like that, this guy was a part of. If you just like randomly look up Chandler Parsons, you're like, wait, I don't understand. How is this guy connected to that person or this person? And, you know, Sam Decker was like that for a while, I feel like, right? Because we started knowing of Sam Decker when he was in high school. Sam Decker was at the Wisconsin Sports Awards, I want to say before he was even a senior in high school. So he was, like, interacting with Rodgers and all the Packers guys, and then obviously became an amazing Badger and started interacting with people. I'm just trying to think, like, Tausch is somebody that gets blown off by a lot of celebrities. Like, I've seen Rodgers stop being friends with him. I've seen Russell Wilson at a party Tausch and I went to, not say hi to him. J.J. Watt. Tausch is good. Like, Tausch is the guy that you would think would know all these people, but all of them blow him off. So that's maybe the opposite side of it. Yeah.
Evan, I know that you're not a Packers fan, but with the NFL draft just a week away, which is crazy, I'm curious. We talked about this a little bit yesterday on our show, but I'm curious how you would pick this. In what order would you use the Packers' top 4 picks for their positions, and how would you want it to be picked if you were the GM?
Oh, God, I don't know enough like that you guys would, but I know that a lot of people say edge rusher, right? And cornerback now because of the Jaire Alexander situation.
Yep.
I'm not a big believer in drafting wide receivers in the first round. I know a lot of people want them to get a number one wide receiver. Well, I guess the running back wants. Josh Jacobs wants them to get a number one wide receiver. I would always say edge, offensive line, and corner in whatever order you want. Because I'm assuming that Jaire Alexander is going to be traded, right, at some point here, you would think. So you're going to need another corner. I think when you have a young quarterback, just having beef on the offensive line and defensive line, you saw what the Eagles did. And then the ability to rush the passer, obviously. And I guess the other position would be, and you guys would have to tell me, is there any player who's really good, who's up for a massive contract, but is not necessarily good enough to get that massive contract that you would preemptively draft a replacement? Goody's pretty good at that, breaking news. Did that at quarterback. But is there anybody else like that?
Elton Jenkins is someone that he's going to turn 32 when his next contract comes up. Yep. I think, and then there's 3 offensive linemen before Elton Jenkins that come up this offseason.
Would you throw Quay in there just because they did pick up his 5th-year option, but maybe might not be the guy that they would want to move forward with for a second contract?
That's a good one because that off-ball linebacker is not necessarily one you pay a lot of money for unless they're premium.
Right. So Quay Walker, they picked up his 5th year but haven't extended him.
Right.
They have not picked up his 5th year yet, though.
Oh, I thought I heard that earlier.
Matt said that.
No, I thought I heard that.
That is the go-to for all things factual.
Yeah,
with
why
the
am I
Packers.
believing you?
Because I know Vernon Davis, and he had lunch with me.
Look, now, I'm going to be a good host and give full credit to Ryan because I looked up to Ryan when Matt said that, and Ryan's like, no, absolutely not. So
maybe it's this year. They could.
Matt's just like, yeah, they gave Jordan Love a 10-year extension. He looked some prime time. No, they didn't.
Hey, you got to say everything with confidence, Evan. Otherwise, you sound like an idiot.
I mean, conceptually, by the way, that is so. Let's say they pick up a 5th-year option without an extension for a player. That's exactly the position you then draft because if no extension is completed, then you're trading somebody on the final year of a deal to somebody else where another team would be interested in that potentially. Or a lot of times it's the 4th-year player that you decline the 5th-year option that you're like, all right, we're going to trade him to somewhere else. Ultimately, so let's draft the replacement. That's with a team as good as the Packers. That's how I would look at this. Is like you're kind of preparing for now and later simultaneously.
yeah, and that's what Goody's done a good job of. But you mentioned earlier sounding like an idiot, and Aaron
they have
Rodgers.
2 weeks to decide whether they're going to pick it up or not.
Aaron Rodgers was on the Pat McAfee show and sounded like an idiot. And you had, and I'm going to play the cut for everyone in case they're just tuning in and haven't heard it yet, but you had a tweet that said the first and maybe only bad words an owner, executive coach, or player has said about Aaron Glenn comes from Aaron Rodgers. Let's hear some of those bad words, and then Evan, I wanted to get your thoughts more about it because it was Aaron Rodgers came across so bad that Matt Hamilton even disagreed with some of his statements today. So let's hear Aaron on Pat McAfee show.
I figured that when I flew across country on my own dime, that there was going to be a conversation.
Own dime.
And the confusing thing to me was I meet with the coach. We start talking. He runs out of the room. I'm like, that's kind of strange. Then he comes back with the GM, and I'm like, all right. So we sit down in the office, and I think we're going to have this long conversation. I've flown across the country, and 20 seconds in, he goes, I'm talking to the GM about something, and he leans to the edge of his sheet and goes, so do you want to play football? And I was like, yeah, I'm interested. And he said, we're going a different direction at quarterback. So I said, huh? And he goes, we just want to know how you want it released, the messaging. What I thought was going to be a couple-hour meeting turned into like a 15-minute meeting, and I walked out of there.
Evan, not the greatest.
Yeah, I
look
hope
for
he's okay.
Aaron.
I mean, did he? You know, obviously this is a guy hard times and in terms of finances. Hopefully he finds a place to live, and you know, in his next meal, you know, hopefully he's okay. I mean, what? I mean, like, he said, I'll play for anything. 10M, 10 million. Like you'll play for any. That's not playing for anything. This guy is like, you know, it's good that Aaron Rodgers feels mistreated by management because this is a guy that's always been good to management. I mean,
right.
He's always been very communicative every step of the way and, you know, always been there to return the phone calls of Goody and text messages. This is the guy that, you know, I mean, give me a break. This is so ridiculous. Have you guys, I'm not suggesting Aaron Glenn is going to be Bill Parcells, okay? I'm not suggesting Aaron Glenn is going to be Mike Tomlin, who he Rodgers visited with, or he's going to be Dan Campbell, who he just worked for, or Sean Payton, who he previously worked for. Okay? Not suggesting any of that. Let me ask you a question. Aaron Glenn is not a hot topic in Madison, Wisconsin. We shouldn't be talking about Aaron Glenn. But Aaron Rodgers did, so then we talk about it. Have you heard of anyone say a bad word about that guy? Anyone?
No. I mean,
he was in the league for a decade plus. My co-host, one of my two, Chris Canty, played with him, swears by him. Okay? Parcells swears by him. Tannenbaum, who I know was on Wilde and Tausch, I want to say today or yesterday, maybe. I don't know.
This morning. Yep.
Yeah. Hired him with the Jets and had him as a scout with the Jets and had him as a player with the Jets. His ex-teammates seem to love him. The players that played for him seem to love him. Detroit loves him. Only one person doesn't seem to love him. It's just Aaron Rodgers. And it's my buddy Damian Woody from ESPN, the NFL analyst who I believe played with Aaron Glenn also with the Jets, if my memory serves me correctly. As Damian said today on Twitter, does Aaron Rodgers deserve special treatment from the New York Jets? He was awful. And there's a tweet going around, and Ryan will have to double-check on this, but I'm pretty sure Aaron Rodgers in 2013 tweeted that an in-person meeting is better than on the phone, on his own dime. Oh, I hope he's okay losing all that money. Like, this is not average, everyday person working in the great place that is Madison, Wisconsin, where I went to school, that's making $30,000 to $60,000 a year on their own dime trying to do something. This is a guy that was doing this interview from one of his houses in Malibu. Give me a break.
Yeah.
Also, am I wrong in thinking that it was very nice of the Jets to say, how do you want this released to the public? Because we're willing to work with you?
Excellent point, Molly. Excellent. We're not trying to embarrass you.
Exactly.
You're a Hall of Famer. You're one of the greatest players ever. We thought this would work out. It didn't. We are not looking to make you look bad, even though you were awful for us. We are not looking to embarrass you, even though you embarrassed us at times. See Nathaniel Hackett. I mean, we are looking to make this easy for you. How do you want to do this?
Exactly. I was saying...
and Matt, by the way, wait, very quickly, I'm sorry. I know I've gone on for a while, but while I'm on this, I guarantee you if they didn't do this in person, he would have complained that they didn't do this in person.
Exactly what I was saying. I was like, this is a lose-lose for the Jets, because later in that clip, he says, you could have said that to me over the phone. If they do that over the phone, he has a conniption. You fly him out, and you don't waste his time with a 2-hour meeting and then tell him, hey, we're going in another direction. They cut to the chase. And he's upset by it. There was no way the Jets were going to make Aaron Rodgers feel good unless they threw flowers at his feet, asked him to come back, or something like that. Aaron Rodgers was always going to have an issue with how this went down. I think the Jets did everything they could to make sure this was the way Aaron would have wanted it done, and he still had a problem with it. And as a guy who, for a long time, thought Aaron Rodgers could do no wrong, this was so soft, it's embarrassing for me to be a Rodgers fan right now.
Would you not let him have lunch with you?
I mean, if he's buying.
He won't do it on his own dime.
If it was on his dime, but I wouldn't
You
want
expect Aaron Rodgers to take you out on his own dime.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't want to, put him in the poorhouse or anything, so we go get McDonald's or something. But
we got gift cards to North and South.
Yeah, maybe I'll bring him out with some gift cards and some partners.
There you go. Two guys get a bunch of stuff for free, looking for more free ways to get out for lunch. I love it.
I'm going to hit him up. Me, Matt, Rogers,
all of us, everyone on this show.
I'm in there too. Trust me. I don't want to eliminate my begging for freebies. Thank you, Wisconsin volleyball. Thanks to this show.
Yeah. No, we all beg. Evan, you had some pretty exciting and high expectations for the Bucks this year. Good news today. That Dame is returning to play for the Milwaukee Bucks in the first round of the NBA playoffs.
Crazy.
But I have this. I think that
scares me, Jim. It scares me.
Tell me why.
Well, listen. I mean, the Milwaukee Bucks, I know, have the best doctors in the world. All these professional sports teams and high-level D1 teams have the best doctors in the world. I fully understand that. But I don't hide the fact that I am a huge Miami Heat fan, and the Heat got into a little battle with Chris Bosh.
Yep.
People thought this was for contractual reasons. It wasn't. It made no sense that people thought that because it crushed the Heat for years to come because they didn't have his services. The Heat didn't let him play. They did not let him play after he had a blood clot. He was diagnosed with a blood clot. They had just made a trade for former Heat and Bucks guard Goran Dragic. They were going to have potentially this really competitive lineup, and Bosh and Dragic never played together. Because Bosh had a blood clot, they would not let him play. Now, obviously, medicine and treatment, I'm sure, has advanced since then. I do not think the Milwaukee Bucks organization, I know a lot about that organization, would ever do anything to put this man's life in danger. Dame is a class act. But this is not an ankle injury. This is not an ACL. This is blood clot. It kind of scares me that, hey, he's good to go. Is that normal?
No, Shams said it was remarkable and a historic development to clear the blood clot in just over 3 weeks.
Well, and I thought it's interesting, too, because, Victor Wembanyama, he had a blood clot earlier this season, too.
They just shut him down.
Yeah, they shut him down right away. There was no questions asked. It was he's done. So I'm curious why it's different.
So, Molly, then I'll ask you, so it's a good point by you. This is disgusting what I'm asking. Not disgusting. This is what's the right word? Potentially tragic, what I'm asking. Does record matter with blood clots? Is that what we're in other words, the Spurs were out of it. So, hey,
Right.
easier to shut him down and have him rest until next season, if there is a next season for him, on time. Like, if the playoffs weren't starting, would he still be cleared? I would assume so, but, like, that's what I get nervous about.
Well, and to that, this is, I think, a make-or-break playoff series for the Bucks. As I maintain, if they lose in the first round here, I think they'll be in the lottery next year because they're going to trade Dame, trade Giannis, and Doc will get fired, and they'll blow the whole thing up.
Yep.
Because you can't look Giannis in the face and say, we're going to rebuild. We have no assets to go get anyone, and now we got Dame injured and older, and these pieces don't work.
Yeah, you couldn't say rebuild the Giannis. He's gone.
Right, and rightfully so. And his contract is in the point of this might be his highest trade value because any team acquiring him would get like 1 year, then he would be in a contract year. So I think this is kind of, if the Bucks lose in the first round, I'd go over 50%. They're going to blow this whole thing up.
Yeah, I wouldn't go there. I wouldn't think that. Because
Really?
I think that you could. I think you could trade Dame to a team that needs to win now, that still has some young players that could actually excite Giannis.
I hope.
I mean, let's wait and see what happens in the postseason.
Yeah.
I think this NBA post that wasn't to blow off the answer. That was actually to set this up. I think this postseason is going to be really interesting to determine what teams do next relative to Oklahoma City if they win it all. So if Oklahoma City wins it all, what teams are going to potentially think about is like, oh, we don't have to trade 2 or 3 guys for one guy. We could just have these young guys develop all together and get a lot of picks and kind of do this together. If they don't win it all, then what you could see are mega offers from teams like Oklahoma City or Houston that have all these pieces that realize, like, oh, we can't do it this way because Boston still won or the Lakers won. So that's where, like, the Bucks could sit here and say we're not going to trade Giannis. Oklahoma City doesn't win it all, and then all of a sudden the Thunder are offering you just the most enormous package of players and picks you've ever seen to then just become them, right? And, like, that's not a bad thing. So I don't think the Bucks have any interest in trading Giannis. I don't think they want to. I don't think they're going to unless he asks out. But remember that multiple players for all-star type player doesn't only apply to Giannis. That could be a team like Houston saying, well, we're not going to give you everything, but we're going to give you a lot of things for Dame. And now Giannis is like, oh, I'm playing with, like, these 3 25-year-olds. They're pretty good. Like, I'll just stick this out because when they're 27, they're going to be great.
Evan, thank you so much. Awesome stuff.
Thanks. You can have lunch with me one day.
Ooh, lucky me. All right. Maybe in Green Bay next week, and we're all up there for the draft coverage.
Only
there.
if Evan's paying. Not on my dime.
Well, that's happening. I know that. And by me paying, I'll expense it. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Evan. That's Evan Cohen. He's Matt Hamilton. I'm Jim Rutledge alongside Molly Brown. We're going to give away a case of High Life right now. So what number?
Let's go caller number 8, Aaron Rodgers' most recent number.
Caller number 8 wins a case of High Life, 844-770-3776. Caller number 8 wins a case of High Life, 844-770-3776. Caller number 8 wins a case of High Life.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly.
Who just Who was that?
That was Molly.
Okay.
Molly's the snorter, and she makes weird noises when she laughs.
Presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Madison on YouTube. Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute brought to you by Starion Bank with 3 Madison area locations in Middleton, Sun Prairie, and Monona. Starion Bank is here investing in your community. Start your experience at StarionBank.com. Member FDIC.
With your Badger Minute, I'm Riley Yauk. It's been a rough week for Wisconsin football, to say the least, and things went from bad to worse Tuesday morning as head coach Luke Fickell confirmed that starting left tackle Kevin Haywood will undergo ACL surgery and more than likely miss the entirety of the 2025 season. Haywood started every game for the Badgers last year and by all accounts was having an impressive spring. Junior Josh Layton has been practicing in his stead.
Everyone is talking about the draft, but you won't feel one from high-quality Pella Windows. Get no-interest financing options or free glass upgrades today at PellaWI.com.
Junior Achievement of Wisconsin has had business technology from James Imaging Systems for several years. Lori Salzman, Vice President of Enterprise Services, explains why.
We started with the document imaging, and I have to say that the service and support has been fantastic.
James Imaging Systems, a 100% Wisconsin-owned and managed business technology company.
I've never met an organization that is so responsive to make sure that we are up and running all the time for us to be more efficient and allow us to focus more on the work that we do for helping young people.
Lori, what's your recommendation to others that aren't getting that kind of attention from their business technology company?
Please call James Imaging because they will work with you to make sure that you find a solution that can make you more efficient and productive.
Make the call 608-221-3457 or visit jamesimaging.com. James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Ben Brust here to tell you about why your next work van should be from Mercedes-Benz Sprinter at Zimbrick European. First off, we have versatility. The Sprinter vans offer 16 body types and thousands of ways to customize that space. Number 2, we have reliability. Sprinter's most powerful diesel engines last longer and require less maintenance, spend more time on the road and less time in those bays. Number 3, we have safety. Sprinter's safety technologies include curtain airbags all around, load adaptive electronic stability program, and crosswind and attention assist. Number 4, Van Care Mobile. Our maintenance team can come to you with routine service. Who wants to go in? Let them come to you. They work with multiple trucks on one visit. Use the Mercedes Me Connect. And last but not least, get your Zimbrick Sprinter at Zimbrick European at Rimrock Road and the Beltline, or go online at ZimbrickEuropean.com because they never charge over the MSRP.
Panic strikes as you realize on Wednesday that Thursday is your anniversary. The reservations being secured.
We'll see you at 8.
The gift being purchased. Yeah, you've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with early pay up to 2 days early on direct deposits. So even though they call you Last Minute Lisa, we'll make your last minute scrambling a bit easier. You've got this with early pay from Associated Bank. See associatedbank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
The High Life Backyard Dive Bar giveaway is brought to you by Miller High Life. Celebrate local dives at home with the champagne of beers. Miller High Life.
Congratulations to Noah in Madison for winning a case of High Life. For over 35 years, J&K has been Madison's trusted name in security. Whether you're a homeowner or a business owner, they're your one-stop shop for all things security. From cutting-edge intercom systems for your office to simply replacing that old lock on your front door, they've got you covered. With a network of top-tier suppliers, they create customized solutions tailored just for you. At J&K, customer service is their top priority, and your peace of mind is always their mission. Visit them today at jksecurity.com and experience the J&K difference. Your home, your business, their priority. And I want to throw out a Siding Unlimited poll question. We have to have a tight, so we'll answer it on your side. We have to have a tight segment here. I just want to ask a simple question, especially since now even Matt Hamilton is waning a little bit on Aaron Rodgers. Does Aaron Rodgers, does he have any credibility? Like when he talks, I feel like you take that with a massive grain of salt.
I think it just depends on what he's talking about. Like if he's talking the game, anything he says, I'm going to believe.
Of course,
but when he talks about his relationships with GMs and coaches and people within the league and stuff like that I'm taking with a grain of salt now, 100%.
So I just want to, we'll just ask it blankly like that. You can read into it what you want. That's our Siding Unlimited poll question, 844-770-3776. Does Aaron Rodgers have any credibility left? This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light. Ready to live the high life at home? Miller High Life is giving one lucky winner the ultimate backyard dive bar experience. It's a cabana complete with classic bar vibes, neon lights, and of course, plenty of high life. To enter, just order a Miller High Life at any participating dive bars in the Madison area and register with the link to the Miller High Life Backyard Dive Bar giveaway. Get a ticket to Dive Bar Glory at your local watering hole, like whatever bar, the Dive Inn, the Shed in DeForest, and Old Duffer's Pub.
This is former Wisconsin linebacker Chris Orr. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN, WTLX, Monona, Madison, a Good Karma Brands radio station on Wisconsin.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good afternoon, Madison. I'm Ryan Wollersheim, and this is your Sports Center update brought to you by Ridgetop Exteriors, Wisconsin's premier roofing, siding, and window contractor since 2002. Visit them at ridgetopexteriors.com. Well, the Wisconsin Badgers being visited by the transfer portal in all the wrong ways, though head coach Luke Fickell appearing on Wilde and Tausch this morning to speak about how spring practices have been progressing, as well as about the departures of Tanner Koziel and Mark Hamper, among others, who left via the spring transfer portal this offseason. Those two players both came to Wisconsin as part of the December transfer portal, but apparently were not the right fit for the Badgers.
To be honest with you, I mean, in order for those guys to go, just so you know, in order for those guys, it had to be a mutual thing. So there are some stipulations that guys don't just have the freedom to go whenever they want. But as a program and as a team, we start to recognize, look, I don't want to find out on August 28th or September, whatever, in Tuscaloosa, that they don't really love what it is that they're doing. They aren't committed to their teammates. This is a little bit too much for them.
Listen back to that, a full appearance on the ESPN Wisconsin app. Also, Sham Sharania tweeting that Bucks guard Damian Lillard cleared for the playoffs, possibly after Game 1.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
Everybody's ego takes a shot on this show.
You gotta keep your chill with Jim, Matt, and Molly.
I am savage.
So you're not special.
Jim, if we want to play this game, we can play this game.
And I'm just like, oh my God, this guy's gonna swing on Jim. He's a complicated fellow. Oh.
People like me.
I don't think so.
This is Jim, Matt, and Molly on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Madison on YouTube.
He gave me his number. It wasn't the other way around. He was like, no, you text me. I won't text you on my time. You contact me. And I'm like, love that for us. So here we are, best friends. We're probably going to go boating this summer. So
there you go. You could have your pontoon boat full of tight ends.
Oh my gosh.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio in downtown Madison. Alongside Matt Hamilton and Molly Brown, here's Jim Rutledge.
All right, I don't know if this is real, and this is Jim, Matt, and Molly. We are presented by Coors Light. The mountains are blue, you know what to do.
And that's Crush, a Coors Light.
You don't know if it's real. Do you want me to read it? Because I'm the one who has less credibility than Aaron Rodgers.
It's food related, and maybe
is it
Ryan.
Fake news?
It could be, but basically, I'd still rather know would you eat it anyways. But he's Matt Hamilton. I'm Jim Rutledge alongside Molly Brown. We're in the Everlight Solar Studio, and this is Jim, Matt, and Molly. If you missed any of the first hour, you can listen back on the new ESPN Wisconsin app. It is fantastic, super easy to stream and listen back to all your favorite shows. And we have Don't Quote Me, Throwing Stones, and plenty of fun stuff coming up here. But I wanted to throw this question out. Now, Molson Coors, so if people are confused or concerned, that obviously Miller Lite is under the umbrella. So yeah. Miller Lite's a great beer as well. I see here, the Twitter handle is Fat Kid Deals, but it is Miller Lite flavored Pringles coming to stores in May 2025. Beer can chicken and grilled beer brat Pringles. I would eat both.
Beer brat Pringles, that sounds good.
And beer can chicken Pringles could be good too.
Beer flavored chips. I was like, was it gonna smell like the beer pong room when you were in college the day after you played? Like, is that
or like your sweatshirt when you walked in today?
Maybe. I don't know.
I'm a nut.
So I was wearing this sweatshirt at a very classy affair. Okay?
Were you?
So I want to know. So would you eat it?
Yeah, 10 out of 10.
Both
for sure.
Beer can chicken's great. North and South's got a great beer can chicken. The one in Verona. You right there?
Sorry.
I actually
Yes,
bought
I
a
for sure
stand
would.
to cook chicken on the grill with the beer can in it. So it's got like a little ring that a beer fits perfectly in.
Nice.
And then, you put the chicken on it and away you go.
Explain how
Yeah, I
you
don't
make
really know
beer
what beer can chicken is.
So you can grill it. You can do it in the oven. I think it's best in the oven because you can control the temperature a little bit better in a grill. There's like a metal stand, and there's like a hole big enough for a can of beer or a bottle of beer. I would not recommend glass because it could crack on you. But a can of beer goes in there, and then you basically put the chicken on the beer like it's a chair, and then you roast it. And as the beer like starts to boil and evaporate, that like steam and like beer scent and stuff goes up through the chicken and kind of like flavors the chicken through its the steam. So turns out really good. Also fun if you do it with Sprite. Also very delicious. But yeah, beer can chicken, fantastic. There's zero reason that wouldn't be an amazing Pringle.
I looked up pictures of beer can chicken to see as you're like describing it, and it kind of grosses me out because it's kind of the way that like my babies sit on my lap. Like there's just little arms, there's legs, and then like on the can.
I'll give you that.
Kind of weird.
In the house, it was initially my oldest daughter. She saw some documentary, and then like we have to have like they can't be chicken on the bone. Like she just doesn't want that anymore.
That's how I am too.
So, but now
really,
well, except for like flats.
But
I love flats. That's
okay. So wings are
drummies,
okay.
gross.
But then we started getting like every once in a while we do like rotisserie chicken, and now we're all kind of grossed out. So like we don't even do rotisserie chicken anymore because it's just like. I don't know. It's just it's too much. Like it's delicious, but like to actually bring a bird home and then you're pulling it apart. Somewhere along the lines, when you're reading, maybe it's when you have younger kids, you're reading about all these birds that are come to life. They're all the characters, and all of a sudden, like, let's read about old Tweety Bird, and by the way, we're having chicken for dinner. Like, so it can be. Let's go learn about the farm.
I guess I get that, but like, I don't know. My dad always gave me like joked like we were cavemen. You know, and you gotta like hold the bone and eat it. So whenever we had ribs, or if I was lucky enough as a kid to get maybe me and Dad split a bone-in ribeye, like he'd let me hold the bone and like just it's like the best part.
On it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. No, and my kids are not like that with the steak. It's more the chicken.
Yeah,
specifically. All right, so I want to run quickly through this. Which would you eat these Pringles flavors? So obviously, you can just give a verbal thumbs up or thumbs down on this one. Pringles original.
Yeah.
All right, that's a yes. Pringles sour cream and onion.
Yes.
No.
All right.
I don't like sour cream and onion.
Love sour cream and onion.
Pringles paprika, which I've never seen.
Yes. 10 out of 10.
Yeah. Pringles Texas barbecue sauce.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Pringles hot and spicy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Pringles cheese and onion.
Yes.
Yeah, probably.
Give me one that I'm going to say no to. I sound like a fatty right now.
This is my personal favorite, Pringles salt and vinegar.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
You eat so much, your lips become numb and everything. Yeah.
Your tongue starts peeling.
This one, I would eat all of these so far. I don't love the sour cream and onion,
You
but I
guys
would still
do
eat it.
like the duck lips with the Pringles?
Yeah, oh yeah.
I do it for the kids.
Oh, yeah, love it.
Pringles ketchup.
No.
I want no part of that.
Nah, I would try it, but I'm not going to like eat them.
You're not going to go buy it.
Yeah.
And this is where it gets a little dicier because like Pringles pizza, I've had it's not good.
I like that fake
too.
pizza flavor too.
Me too.
I don't like that.
It feels like Red 40 all over it.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. And then there's Pringles bacon.
Yeah, I'd eat it.
I think that would.
It'd be a lot though. I think I could only eat a couple.
So then there's Pringles hot kickin' sour cream.
For sure. Yum.
I'm a little man sour cream, but since it's not actual sour cream, I'd probably do that.
I love sour cream.
Pringles hot Mexican chili and lime flavor.
Yes.
Definitely.
And Pringles hot flame and cheese flavor.
Yes.
Yes.
And then we talked about would you eat the beer can chicken and the brat?
Yeah. So when you go overseas, it was shrimp flavored Pringles.
Gross. I'm out.
Weird,
Yeah, they were very fishy.
I'm on the.
They were. It was weird.
In multiple ways.
Yeah. They love
They're
like
not
prawn
on
and
the
shrimp flavored stuff in Asia. Like it's everywhere. Chips all the time.
It's not on the official site.
Okay.
So I don't really know if the beer can or brat are real, but I would eat them.
Oh,
I would try
10
them
out of
for
10
sure.
would.
Mm-hmm.
This is Jim, Matt, and Molly. We're going to play Don't Quote Me next.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly.
You can take the boy out of North Carolina, but you can't take the North Carolina out of the boy. I like me some Bulldogs up here on the Packers.
Presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Madison on YouTube.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or Choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher here for Kohler Services. Well, if you think your shower is one of the ugliest in Wisconsin, upload a photo to goodkarmabrands.com/Wisconsin contest for a chance to win a free shower remodel. Yes, you heard me correctly. One lucky fan will win a free shower remodel from Kohler Services, including a design consultation, demolition, and removal of your existing shower or bath, and installation of a brand new Kohler Lugstone shower. goodkarmabrands.com/Wisconsin contest for your chance to win.
Looking to join an international quality golf club right here in Madison? Discover TPC Wisconsin, an instant classic in the heart of the Midwest. With a course co-designed by Steve Stricker and PGA Tour Designs, it's the 13th and newest TPC Network golf club in the world. Other high-quality amenities include a short game practice area, athletic performance center, and meeting and dining facilities. Plus, membership benefits that reach around the globe. Schedule a tour at tpcwisconsin.com and start your journey to a lifetime of priceless golf.
The 2015 Wisconsin men's hoops team gave us all a march to remember.
There will be no undefeated champion on Wisconsin with an unbelievable stretch drive to the championship game.
On June 26th, enjoy an intimate celebration with the stars of the run with Made 'em Believe. Presented by M3 Insurance. World-class expertise and individual attention. Tickets are on sale now at uwhoops2015.com. Made 'em Believe, June 26th at the Orpheum Theater in Madison.
Have you been waiting to buy your next home? Stop. Now is the time to get housed. What's up, Madison? It's Stacy from Bruner Realty. Nobody has a crystal ball to know what the future holds. The longer you wait to find your next home, the better the chance you'll be paying more for it than you would be today. Don't miss out on what could be the best opportunity to find your dream home. Contact our team at BrunerRealtyInc.com to help start your search. That's BrunerRealtyInc.com. Let's get housed.
Jim Rutledge here, and I want to tell you about the Bruce Company, Dane County's premier retailer of outdoor furniture. They'll help you elevate your outdoor living space like they have for me. Exceptional craftsmanship, all the latest styles, colors, and durable materials that hold up to whatever Wisconsin weather brings. From deep seating to dining, pick your set and the Bruce Company will customize it to fit your style. Visit their furniture showroom in Middleton and let their trained staff help you bring your outdoor dreams to life. The Bruce Company, your outdoor living experts.
Whether tailgating or hosting at home, don't serve boring, bland food. As the official grill of the Green Bay Packers, Pit Boss brings the heat with a wide range of wood pellet grills, smokers, and hardwood pellet fuel. Reach another level of flavor that can't be achieved with a charcoal or gas grill, and it's beyond easy. Seriously, Pit Boss grills get cooking with just a few simple steps. Grill, smoke, bake, roast, braise, char grill, barbecue, and direct flame sear. The all-in-one Pit Boss does it all. Learn more today at pitboss-grills.com.
Listen to Madison Money Guy every Saturday morning at 7 a.m. on 100.5 ESPN and ESPNWisconsin.com.
I like to refer to inflation as the silent killer. It's an invisible risk. It's just the idea that things get more expensive over time. You're going to need milk and eggs when you're in your early 60s and when you're in your early 80s. You're going to get a loaf of bread, and it's going to be more expensive 20 years from now.
Christian Finfrock is the Madison Money Guy. Call him today at 208-1800.
Welcome back to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Metro Kia Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealership.
Jim, Matt, Molly continues live from the Everlight Solar Studio. I'm Jim Rutledge. I am alongside Matt Hamilton and Molly Brown. Primetime War shining behind the glass. You can get into the show, 844-770-3776. That's Carl Stalker text line. This is more. We have a siding limited poll question. Right now it is a landslide. Do you think Aaron Rodgers has any credibility left? No. 80% of you say no, don't believe a word of what Aaron Rodgers has to say. And, Matt, before you tell us about the line of Kugels that you've been missing and we get to Don't Quote Me, I wanted to – you kind of shared this before of like, you know, hey, if he was talking about football, you might believe him.
Right.
But I think it would have to be him talking about football that does not involve him.
Right. another play from another quarterback. Because, if he's playing and it's an incomplete pass, he's probably blaming the wide receiver instead of his own mistake.
Just ask Mike Williams.
So I would say that the way I would describe, the kindest way I could describe Aaron Rodgers would be, and this is something you see sometimes like in books or you've heard this term or in movies, a unreliable narrator. A storyteller whose account of events cannot be fully trusted, often due to bias, limited perspectives, or intentional deception. I think that's a fair way to describe Aaron Rodgers. He is a unreliable narrator. He is maybe not purposely misleading everyone, but you cannot believe everything he's saying. Like on a pop culture side of it, like the movie Catch Me If You Can. The guy who's a con man, and the movie's about a con man, creating a movie about what the con man says is a movie literally created by an unreliable narrator. And so you have to take that movie, and clearly a lot of it was proven false, with a giant grain of salt. And same thing with Aaron Rodgers. At this point, I would kindly say that Aaron Rodgers is an unreliable narrator, and you have to fact check / take everything he says with a grain of salt.
That's a good description. I think that's actually the best description we've probably ever come up with of Aaron Rodgers. I like it.
Maybe the kindest Jim has ever done.
True.
I am a reliable narrator. Matt, tell us about Leinekugels.
I definitely was missing Leinekugels while I was down in Nashville. The weather was gorgeous, and it was giving me vibes of that summer shandy summer. You can't go wrong with summer shandy. They've got the delicious juicy peach. It's almost lakeside cherry season, so get after that. Leinekugels, they have a flavor for every moment. You can't beat it, whether it's the Leine's Original or any of those great summer beers like I just mentioned. Check out Leinekugels wherever you get delicious beer. And remember, you got to be 21 years or older to enjoy.
All right, before we get to Don't Quote Me, Matt, how do you like your steak cooked?
It depends on the cut, but typically medium, because I typically gravitate towards the fattier cuts, and I want that fat rendered out.
I was medium well, but then I've matured lately, so I'm about a medium.
Good for you, Molly.
Maybe go back to the medium well. The FDA is planning to make an end to routine safety inspections.
What does that mean?
The Food and Drug Administration is going to stop checking in on food processing places regularly like they used to.
How does that even happen?
I don't know. So maybe just get that steak well done.
All right.
Let's get to Don't Quote Me.
No more mooing.
We're not saying it's gonna happen.
Let it ride!
But if it does, then we want credit.
Say that again, because that is an amazing take.
I told you all.
If not, well...
Don't quote me, boy, because I ain't said...
Yeah, guys, we were talking about it with Evan Cohen, and the Bucks have a chance to get Damian Lillard back for the playoffs in their first series against the Pacers. We'll be sitting out game 1, which starts this Saturday. And guys, this will be the last time we're all together before that series tips off. So we're going to make our Don't Quote Me long shot predictions for the Bucks playoffs. Not just this series, but for the entire playoffs. Or it could be related to the Pacers series, dealer's choice, host's choice. Matt Hamilton, I want to start with you. What is your Don't Quote Me prediction for the Bucks playoff run?
Well, I'm going to go just this Pacers series because I don't know if it's going to have much of a shot to go longer than that. So my prediction is the Bucks win in 6, and Giannis averages in this series more than his season average this year, which was like 30.4. So he's going to average higher than 30.4 points a game during this series.
And they win in 6?
And they win in 6.
Is this that bold enough?
I said that there. Well, go ahead.
I guess I'm asking you guys.
I don't know. Molly,
repeat the
Jim?
stat line.
Are they favored to win this series?
They're not.
So I think that's bold enough.
I say Bucks win in 6.
Yep.
And Giannis, his average during this series is higher than 30.4 points a game, which was his season average.
Okay.
It's bold, especially with Dame coming back.
Well,
hopefully.
possibly.
All right.
I'm good with
bold.
it.
All right,
I'm good with
all
it.
right, we'll take it bold enough. Jim?
So I will say the Bucks lose in 6, and Giannis will top his points per game average and his rebounds per game average, but they still lose.
So it's almost the same as Matt. Pretty much the same as Matt's, but
his rebounds per game this year were 11.9.
11.9. Yeah, but I mean, if he's gonna average more points per game than he did throughout the regular season, I would not He'll need to carry the load whether or not they win. So.
No, I didn't say he might play 3 games because he'll just get wore out or injured because he's going to have to do so much, lifting and carrying the team. But
damn.
Yeah.
Jim, very excited for the playoffs.
Look, I hope I'm wrong. In the NBA, most of the time, teams tell you who they are. And the Bucks are very inconsistent.
If Dame comes back game 2, does Dame 2.
Dame 2.
Does that change your opinion?
No. I just...
No. All right.
No.
All right.
No.
Molly?
So it's kind of funny because we're all kind of on the same wavelength because I also said the Bucks will beat the Pacers in 6 games. Bucks in 6. But I said that Brook Lopez will have the most 3-pointers in each game. Just for the Bucks, though, not the entire both teams.
6 games?
Yeah.
Whoa. Okay.
And you said Bucks win in 6.
Yep, Bucks win in 6, and then Brook Lopez will have the most 3-pointers out of all Milwaukee Bucks players.
Is there like a background reason for
No.
Brook Lopez?
I just didn't want to do a Giannis stat line.
Okay, she just wants to be
Basic.
different. She wants to be different. All right.
Bold.
All right.
But we're all very much the same in 6, hopefully, 6 games. Hopefully Bucks in 4. But
I guess I'll be the only one who's not going to say Bucks in 6 because Molly, I do think I'm going to say Bucks in 4.
Good for you.
Okay. Bucks not only getting a clean sweep, guys, but I'm predicting that before the NFL draft is over, the Bucks will have already racked up 3 wins because Game 3 is on Saturday at 7 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if the draft actually ends by then, but it should be close enough. I'm pretty sure the draft does end by then, but doesn't matter. And I'm also predicting that by the end of the draft, Dame will have already played 1 game.
Optimistic prime.
I'm optimistic, and I'm overly optimistic because I'm trying to build my hopes back up.
I feel ya.
I probably feel the same way as Jim does as a fan about the Bucks this season, but I'm just trying to push all my positive vibes onto them that I can.
I hope you're right. I do not want to be right.
Yeah. Do you think the Pacers make it far if the Bucks do not beat them?
No.
I think whoever... Because the winner of this series plays the Cavs, most likely.
No, they would play the Celtics, wouldn't they?
Oh, I'm looking at the bracket right now, and it says Cavs versus Heat or Hawks. But
that's first round.
Yes, and then whoever wins that plays... I'll just send you this link, and you look at it.
Fair enough.
Regardless.
Looking at this? Either way, Celtics or Cavs, not loving it.
Bucks or Pacers are going nowhere.
Oh, and this is perfect. Jesse Nelson being the great scheduler that he is, letting me know that Game 3 is on Friday anyways, so my Don Cuomo's going to look perfect.
There you go.
Good.
There you go.
I hope you're perfect. I hope so.
Yeah. But yeah, so it'd be Cavs or Celtics. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if either team really does anything after that.
So, Molly.
The Bucks are just playing to and I don't even know if it's good. They're playing to maybe run it back next year because if they lose, they have to blow it up. I don't even know if you want to run it back.
How far do they have to get this playoffs in order to be able to run it back next year, potentially?
I think
they have to win this series.
They'll sell themselves if they win this series that they'll run it back.
I think it'll depend on how the round 2 series would look, too. If they got swept by the Cavs or the Celtics, depending on who they play, because still don't know. I got to look at the link Molly sent. I think if they get swept by either team, then it's all right.
But again, it goes back to, not to be nihilistic, what are they doing if they don't blow it up? Nobody wants any of their pieces outside of Dame. That
it just gets worse as the years go by, probably.
Is anyone going to want Dame this offseason?
Best case scenario. I know Evan said they apparently think you play. I don't know what player, who's trading for Dame. At best, you could get a team that's desperate, but you're not going to get anything. So maybe you could pull something like this where the Bulls got Josh Giddey, who was a little bit of a distressed asset, and was going into his final year of his contract, and they traded Alex Caruso for that. And so maybe you could trade Dame Lillard for some teams, they have an abundance at a position, and he's still a good player, but not great. And he played well. He was the first player, or one of the few players in the league that averaged more than 10 points, more than 7 rebounds, 7 assists, but he's not a star. He's not Dame. He's not any of those things, but he's a nice player.
He had a half quarter for a game winner.
He did. He's a nice player.
Yeah.
He's a nice player, and he's a young player. He could develop into an all-star, but is that going to keep Giannis around? At best, you're trading Dame for a young player on a team that might have a plethora at a position.
Right. Fair.
All right. So then, what's your prediction of where Giannis goes? Where's he gonna end up then?
Oh,
Lakers with Luka.
Oh, it's Luka's team now.
Could you imagine?
They're moving him to the Rockets.
Yeah.
All right. The Rockets would be one. Oklahoma City would be another.
Miami.
Even with Was it Chet Holmgren? They're big.
But he's not there. Chet would probably be in the trade.
Ah, okay.
And they still have a lot of assets.
I would probably take that.
I don't think they would do the trade with the Bulls, but the Bulls have 7 first-round picks available over the so.
Wasn't it Chris Canty? Wait, was it Chris Canty that said he's going to go to Miami? Wasn't that something you said
I've seen
today?
Miami floated too.
I don't know. Everyone has said
He's going to go where he wants to.
I could not imagine
That was not Chris Canty, though. Not today.
I mean,
I'm
you
going to
could
say
trade
this.
him for a bunch of picks. The Bucks don't have full control of their first-round pick until 2031.
Yep.
Right. So you don't want to get too bad if you're trading Giannis, because then your picks are conveyed to other teams.
Yeah, fair.
So that's where like a team like Oklahoma City would make the most sense, because you could get some young players and picks mixed in, so you could be respectable.
That was my thought with the Rockets too.
Yeah,
Also
same. Rockets are similar like that. The Heat don't really have much of it. The one thing that Giannis could do on his way out, if he's on his
bring him home.
Jim would love that.
He also he can't defend.
Let's get Grayson Allen too while we're at it.
Yeah,
if we get Tyler Hero and Grayson
Is
Allen.
Brad Davidson still playing? Let's get him.
Oh, true.
So
the all Jim Rutledge team.
He's a coach.
But the one thing that
maybe we're like a college somewhere.
Huh.
The one thing that Giannis could do that would endear himself
Probably
to Bucks
nerds.
fans on the way out is not openly say where he wants to go. So then the Bucks can have some leverage. And so if he's willing to go to a few different places, then the Bucks can really maximize what they want to get.
Yeah. I mean, he's going to want to go somewhere where he thinks he can win.
All right, before we go to break, where do you not want him?
Anywhere in the East.
Is not a specific team?
Celtics.
I mean, the Celtics, obviously, but
Celtics aren't realistic. Cavs probably aren't.
The only team in the East.
You
just
asked
because
a
I
team.
think
You didn't ask for it to be realistic. Okay. You just asked for teams.
Just because I think
Fair.
it'd be cool and the history of the team. I think if he went to the Knicks, I wouldn't be as upset as the Celtics or the.
Didn't he talk about that it would be a dream to play in a massive market like New York or LA? I swear to God, there was something just a few months ago. Maybe that was last
he's an
year.
international player, so international cities like Miami, New York, LA, and Chicago would appeal to him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Knicks would be annoying just because their fans have been hounding the idea of having Giannis for the last 6 years. So I don't want the satisfaction.
But I like the other players on the Knicks too, though. I like watching them.
I
They're
like
fun.
the Knicks. I like the team, but I mean, Knicks fans are. We haven't seen.
And
Knicks
now that I can
fans when
remember
they're
the
really
name
good.
Thibodeau from last Wednesday,
There you go.
or
Well done.
maybe 2 weeks ago.
I did do some tidying up as well. The link Molly sent me. I was confused because I definitely thought the Celtics were the number 1 seed.
Nope.
And that's why the Bucks would be playing.
Yeah,
them.
they're the 2 seed.
Yeah. So who's coming out of the East? If the Bucks aren't even advancing.
I think the Hawks might be able.
The Hawks are awful.
Oh, it's not the Hawks. Excuse me. They the Cavs. The Cavs have. I think they have the Celtics number this season. I think they've won more. They have the regular season record against them.
They're easy to root for. The
Yeah.
Cavs.
Yeah.
I think they are.
They are.
So I would take them.
Cavs.
All right.
Cavs Knicks again. Wasn't that the really good series last year? Cavs Knicks.
Round 2, yeah.
Yeah, that was fun. So could I? Because I feel like that went into did that go into 6? I can't remember. I can't remember if it went into
It
6 or
can't be
7 games.
considered fun if it didn't at least go 6.
No,
It at least
It
had
was-
to go 6. It could have gone 7.
trying to remember.
Like a 5-game series, it's like. So.
No, Cavs Knicks.
But if
was
there's a
actually-
couple buzzer beaters, if all
I know,
5
but,
games came
It
down
was-
to the last
I
possession,
swear it was like a 6 or
I think
7 game
6
series.
to have a truly memorable. It's at least got to be 6.
Fair. I'll give you that.
This is Jim Matt and Molly presented by Coors Light.
You're listening live from St. John's, Newfoundland. The Newfies love Jim, Matt, and Molly. 100.5 ESPN Madison.
At Grunberg Offices, we take great pride in helping those who have trusted us after a serious accident. Our team has the knowledge, resources, and experience to get you the results you deserve. Don't wait to get the help you need. Make the right call. Call Gruber Law Offices today. Proud partner of your Milwaukee Bucks. One call, that's all.
Your Honda gets you everywhere. When it needs service, you need Zimbrick Honda service. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it for yourself at 2 convenient Madison service locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. From simple maintenance to expert repairs, Honda certified technicians handle it all. Need new tires? For a limited time at Zimbrick Honda, you can buy 3 tires and get the 4th for only $1. Part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop local. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
When it comes to security for your home and family, you want a winner, and we found one when we placed our trust with J&K Security Solutions. This is Greg Gard. Kim and Jeff hit the game-winning shot for us with the Control 4 home technology system. Home or away, from our smartphones, we can open the garage door, dim the lights, turn on the TV, as well as arm the security system. That's convenience as well as peace of mind. Let J&K Security Solutions do for your home or business like they've done for us. Call 255-5799 or online at jksecurity.com.
Ben Brust here to tell you about the Princeton Club. If you're looking for a place where you can better yourself while having a wonderful atmosphere, you have it at the Princeton Club. Strong communities, strong body, and strong mind. All it takes is one small step to start today. You will see that you have everything you need in order to achieve all of your goals. Find your better tomorrow at the Princeton Club. 8 Madison locations where you go in there, you take a tour, and you realize this is a place for me. Find more at PrincetonClub.net.
Get a sneak peek at the 2025 Wisconsin football team. Join us April 19th for Wisconsin Football Spring Showcase presented by UW Credit Union. The day kicks off with the Coles Kids Combine, followed by Badgers Open Practice at noon, featuring new faces like quarterback Billy Edwards Jr. and offensive coordinator Jeff Grimes. After practice, head to the field for photos with Badgers student-athletes. Tickets are $5 and free for football season ticket holders, UW students, and kids under 12. Claim your tickets for the Wisconsin Football Spring Showcase at uwbadgers.com.
Attention business owners and executives. Looking for a bank that's invested in your community as you are? Look no further than Starion Bank. As a Dane County community bank, Starion offers competitive deposit and loan rates while actively supporting local initiatives. Visit a business banker at one of our convenient branches in Middleton, Monona, and Sun Prairie. Starion Bank, full-service business banking, lending, and cash management.
Hi, this is Jeff Levering with the Brewers Radio Network. Ridgetop Exteriors, Wisconsin's trusted name in home improvement, does more than just top-quality roofing. They're your go-to for maintenance-free siding and energy-efficient windows, too. Ridgetop has expert credentials with leading manufacturers like Pella, James Hardie, and LP Smart Siding. For over 20 years, they delivered exceptional craftsmanship and service. Call Ridgetop Exteriors today or visit ridgetopexteriors.com. Ridgetop Exteriors, where customer service always comes first.
Ridgetop Exteriors.
The sound of summer is on ESPN Madison.
The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out.
Madison's home of the Brewers.
Fly ball right field. Hit a ton. We're tied.
Catch every Milwaukee Brewers game this season on 100.5 ESPN. Brewers baseball on ESPN Madison is presented by Hard Rock Casino Rockford and brought to you by J&K Security Solutions and Revive Restoration. Welcome back to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Also brought to you by J&K Security Solutions.
Man, I got this right. My habit to my bed. You know I'm pocket tag. But man, I got this swag. Man, I got this swag. My habit to my bed.
Go be a winner. Go to Ho Chunk Gaming Madison. That's where winners go. Millions of dollars won every single weekend at Ho Chunk Gaming Madison. Go be a winner and go to Ho Chunk Gaming Madison. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly. We are live from the Everlight Solar Studio. We are presented by Coors Light, and we are going to, me, Jim Rutledge, Molly Brown, Matt Hamilton. You can see us in the ESPN Madison YouTube stream. We're going to throw some stones.
1, 2, 3, up.
Some takes are cooler than others.
You know this kid is as cool as the other side of the pillow.
Some opinions are just cooler than the rest.
Now what's cooler than being cool? Ice cold.
And if you keep it chill, then it's a cold take.
Chill out. I'm chill. I'm chill as a cucumber, man.
I'm always the coldest.
This is Throwing Stones, presented by Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's chillest Kia dealership.
All right, guys. So I have a beef with Total Body Deodorant. I know you guys have seen these commercials.
Is that spray? Is that like body spray, or is it something different?
I guess it depends. I think there's like stick kind. I think I've never used it.
Roll-on?
Yes,
Jesus,
I don't know.
I feel like it'd take all day.
But okay, okay. When I say total body, I mean the parts of you that don't smell good, right? Like, everybody has it, okay? But I've been seeing more and more TV commercials. I've been hearing commercials on the radio saying like, "Oh, I sprayed on my beep. I sprayed on my beep." Like, and it's just like, oh God, like. I sprayed on my pits and my beep. Like, it's
sounds like you're getting more targeted ads than I'm getting, but
I don't know. Potentially. But it's just grossing me out because with today's technology, like, we can shower. It's okay to shower. I don't need to buy total body deodorant because I shower. You know what I mean?
Well, to that point, there's been this weird, like, anti-shower movement. Like, well, you don't need to shower except for, like, every 48, every 3 or 4 days.
Oh, I would die.
But here's the thing, you do, like, to be a functional, non-disgusting person of society, you do need to shower. Like, you're right. You probably don't need to brush your teeth twice a day every day. You don't need to do all these things, and you'd be fine. But, it's the right thing to do. Now, if you're at home and you want to wait 48 hours to shower, fine. But otherwise, if you don't want to
if you go home on Friday and you're like, I'm not showering until Monday morning.
If your significant other's good with that and whatever, like, I enjoy a shower.
I mean, if you had total body deodorant, why not?
I
just cake it on. Just keep covering.
Exactly.
Adding layers to the skin.
That's what I'm thinking.
Taxi cab or something. Like, that's just gross. Covering yourself up over and over again. Also, like, I don't understand why people are so, like, anti-shower all of a sudden. Like, I enjoy
saving
shower.
water? I don't know.
No, I think it's like a skincare thing.
I mean, I know people that don't use, like, soap. I should say a person. I know one person that doesn't use soap, like, because he's very into the chemicals not getting in your skin and all this stuff. Mm-hmm. So, like, I remember, like, it was years ago, but, like, he was friends with my husband, and then we would all go to the gym and, like, go sit in the hot tub and whatever, and then, like, he would shower but not use soap.
He'd go in the hot tub but then not use soap?
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah.
Soap is better than the hot tub. Especially a communal hot tub.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
I'm going to tell you guys a little bit of information. One, the amount of chlorine in there is disgusting, but I was a lifeguard.
I can imagine.
You know what that foam is at the top?
Skin cells.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
What do you mean it's skin cells?
It's basically, impurities in the water that allow the bubbles to, like, attach and then stay in bubble form and not pop when they get to the surface.
That is neat.
I mean, I'm glad. I'm not a hot tub person.
It's skin cells. It's sweat. It's all the gross stuff that's not water.
I thought it was just the
fun
jets.
Fact,
nope.
There was a guy who did a test on, like, chlorine, and he had 3 buckets, right? One with just water, the proper amount of chlorine for the water. Second one, same water with chlorine, and then, like, the same amount in urine.
Gross.
And then the last one was, like, an excessive amount of urine, right? Chlorine and water, like fresh water and chlorine only, does not smell like anything. So whenever you smell chlorine, that means it has done something. Not necessarily urine, but it is dealing with some foreign thing that's not H2O, and it's cleaning it. So if you smell it, it means the chlorine's working, but it also means there's something in there that's making it work.
Think about when you go to a hotel pool and then, like,
and the whole room place, just hits you right in the face with chlorine.
But then when you get home, like, your kids have to take, like, 5 showers. Well, I have girls, so they have longer hair. Like, 5 showers get the smell of chlorine out of their hair. Yeah.
That is disgusting.
Yeah, kind of a eye-opener.
That's gross.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan, you excited to hop in a communal hot tub anytime soon?
Yeah, I was planning a hotel trip to Motel 6 pretty soon, actually. And,
nice. I hear they have great hot tubs.
Oh, they take care of it pretty well.
Jets, high-pressure jets.
You see the people who frequent those hot
bubbles.
tubs? They have very clean skin, those people. Very clean.
That's the gross part, too, is I remember as a kid, I'd, make a beard.
I still do that. No,
That's probably why I got an amazing immune system now, as exposure therapy. As for the all-over body deodorant, I haven't used it, but, like, if someone wanted to throw it out to me, like a sponsor, I'd wear that stuff.
You spray it on your beep.
We have Jeremiah and Madison, who, and again, I was just a lifeguard, and I learned about this, like, when I was, like, lifeguarding at a pool. But Jeremiah Madison says, I am a certified pool operator. Do not go into communal hot tubs ever. I can't do it anymore.
I mean, so if you got sensitive skin, like, guaranteed you're going to have a rash.
Yes.
Yep. For a little bit.
Wait, so what's the difference between a hot tub and a pool then? Like, how come communal pools aren't as gross?
Well, hot tubs are less volume of water, so like
fair,
more
like
more
hot
gunk.
Worse.
You're just making the germs steamy.
More gunk per gallon in a hot tub than a big pool.
There's less filters in a hot tub, I feel like, too. Like, I feel like big pools have, like, filters
You're
at every
like
end.
sweating in a hot tub already. Like,
I
you have to really get going if you're sweating in a pool.
hot tub is actually overkill, but it's still, like, it's not enough. It's only, like, a normal hot tub is anywhere from, like, 500 to 1,000 gallons, where a pool is going to be thousands and thousands of gallons of water. Like, it dilutes.
Usually
it's not as diluted. It's more like people soup in a hot tub than in a pool.
Usually I've been like bummed.
Meat flavored water.
I've typically been bummed that I can't sit in hot tubs because everybody else can sit in them forever, and I'm just like, nope, I'm in it for like a minute, and then I'm like, I'm too hot.
Too hot.
I'm way too hot. I can only put my feet in. Mm-hmm. I've never been happier to be that person that can only put their feet in.
Yeah.
Like really.
Sitting in a hot tub for more than 15 minutes is definitely like bad for your health too.
Yeah.
It does.
Well, yeah, you can't when you're
was-
pregnant, you can't sit in a hot tub.
You can't even take a bath.
Dude, someone got so mad at me when I was lifeguarding at the YMCA. I was like 19. I'm like, she gets in the pool, hot tub, and she's pregnant. I'm like, you can't be in here.
I don't know why. Like, is it because it's too hot?
Yes, it's because it's too hot.
Yeah.
Okay.
You walk in drinking a Coors Light.
I was like,
just
this is the
smoking a
YMCA,
cigarette.
so thankfully. But I was like, ma'am, it's right on the. I think she gets so mad at me. She's like trying to get the manager and everything. I'm like, it's right here. I don't know why you're mad at me from trying to keep you from cooking your baby. Like,
trying to keep your kids safe.
Yeah. Soft boiled baby.
Right.
Going off that though, cologne and perfume, not a fan of either.
Yeah. And that's
too
all,
much.
Yeah. Fair.
Too much.
Plus, it doesn't hide the smell. You just smell like Pepe Le Pew on a date.
Yeah. Like,
right?
if you smell like
you
onions.
still stink. You just stink with like a floral smell as well.
Exactly. Yeah. If you smell like onions, it's just kind of flowery onions.
Yeah.
Also, guys, by the way, now that we're just into this, the last like 2 times that I've gone to the gym, I forgot to wear deodorant.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I'm that smelly person at the gym. And I'm like dying of embarrassment.
But I mean, I guess.
How close?
I
mean, nobody's like close to me, but
Carbon, like I don't get close to anyone.
I guess I'm just like self-conscious about it because I'm like, oh God, I forgot to put deodorant on. I'm gonna smell. You know what I mean?
Tomorrow, Stone is gonna be Molly forgetting her gym bag in her car. Or something.
Honestly, for me at Carbon, because
my car smells like crap.
The trainers
I
are
opened
more.
the bag and almost passed out.
The trainers are more involved. Like, so I always like want to have gum because they're close, and I'm like, I don't. Like, I want to make sure, like, I'm breathing heavy. Like, so I always chew gum.
Fair,
I would
that's fair.
choke on gum if I was chewing gum and lifting.
Really? I would too.
Oh my gosh.
I could not.
Yeah, because I'm chubby. I breathe hard. I would choke on it.
I can't do 2 things at once. So, like, chewing on gum and, like, I don't know,
Remember what
walking
I said earlier?
sounds hard.
Don't half-ass 2 things. Whole-ass 1 thing. Chewing gum and
You have the
working
whole
out.
ass chewing gum? Like,
Yeah,
to
focus.
consume all the
I might bite my tongue or my cheek or something. I don't want to deal with that.
I didn't think it was that
I get
complicated.
you, though. It is. It is.
All right, this is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
And Molly.
But
I've never seen the movie either.
I've only seen
Really?
Yeah, I had no interest in the movie.
Oh my gosh, the movie is terrible. It's terribly awesome. Did you just
movie?
touch my butt, Dewey? I know your tricks, Dewey. What? I quote that all the time.
Presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Madison on YouTube.
Ready to live the high life at home? Miller High Life is giving one lucky winner the ultimate backyard dive bar experience. It's a cabana complete with classic bar vibes, neon lights, and of course, plenty of high life. To enter, just order a Miller High Life at any participating dive bars in the Madison area and register with the link to the Miller High Life Backyard Dive Bar giveaway. Get a ticket to Dive Bar Glory at your local watering hole, like Whatever Bar, the Dive Inn, the Shed in DeForest, and Old Duffer's Pub.
Ben Brust here to tell you about why your next work van should be from Mercedes-Benz Sprinter at Zimbrick European. First off, we have versatility. The Sprinter vans offer 16 body types and thousands of ways to customize that space. Number 2, we have reliability. Sprinter's most powerful diesel engines last longer and require less maintenance, spend more time on the road and less time in those bays. Number 3, we have safety. Sprinter's safety technologies include curtain airbags all around, load adaptive electronic stability program, and crosswind and attention assist. Number 4, Van Care Mobile. Our maintenance team can come to you with routine service. Who wants to go in? Let them come to you. They work with multiple trucks on one visit. Use the Mercedes Me Connect. And last but not least, get your Zimbrick Sprinter at Zimbrick European at Rimrock Road and the Beltline, or go online at ZimbrickEuropean.com because they never charge over the MSRP.
Spring is here, and Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison is celebrating with 2 fantastic promotions: Rollover Jackpot and Super Picks. Every Tuesday in April will be our Rollover Jackpot drawings. The jackpot grows by $500 with each drawing until a winner is found. And on Saturday afternoon, April 26th, is Super Picks, where 21 winners will each go to the big punch board to reveal a prize up to $5,000. That's over $100,000 in possible cash prizes in one day. April brings so many ways to win at Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison.
In the next 30 seconds, I'm going to tell you how to save money and save the planet. It's simple. Ditch your energy bill and make the switch over to Everlight Solar. While electricity prices keep rising, Everlight Solar will give you the chance to take ownership of your power while also reducing your carbon footprint. As a local company based out of Madison, they'll be there with you every step of the way as you make the switch to solar. To learn more about how you can save money and save the planet, go to everlightsolar.com.
This update sponsored by UW Credit Union. For every stage of life, UW Credit Union is here for every you.
Delta Dental is proud to sponsor Family Sundays at Helfair Field. Play catch on the field on Sundays from 10:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. prior to Brewers' regular season home games. Admission is free.
Join UW Credit Union at uwcu.org, insured by NCUA.
Quarterback Jordan Love isn't just on the Packers. He's also on the American Family Insurance team. Because like us, he believes in dreaming fearlessly.
Just chase your dreams and don't let nobody hold you back.
And we help protect those dreams with the right coverage so you can
dream fearlessly.
American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Whether tailgating or hosting at home, don't serve boring, bland food. As the official grill of the Green Bay Packers, Pit Boss brings the heat with a wide range of wood pellet grills, smokers, and hardwood pellet fuel. Reach another level of flavor that can't be achieved with a charcoal or gas grill, and it's beyond easy. Seriously, Pit Boss grills get cooking with just a few simple steps. Grill, smoke, bake, roast, braise, char grill, barbecue, and direct flame sear. The all-in-one Pit Boss does it all. Learn more today at pitboss-grills.com.
Welcome back to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Metro Kia Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealership.
At Canopy Wealth Management, they are a fee-based advisory firm. They don't chase commissions. They never back gimmicks or instruments that chase single-day returns or put your long-term goals at risk. The team at Canopy creates strategies that are tailored to your needs and goals. Canopy Wealth Management. Care, competence, and clarity aren't just buzzwords. They're a promise. Go to canopy-wealth.com to get started with them today. That's canopy-wealth.com. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly. I'm Jim Rutledge alongside Matt Hamilton and Molly Brown. And we are in the Everlight Solar studio. We are presented by Coors Light. The mountains are blue, you know what to do.
And that's crush a Coors Light.
We have a...
You jumped the gun there, my friend.
Exciting unlimited poll question. And you can chime in 844-770-3776 on the Carbos Talking text line. List is more. Do you think Aaron Rodgers has any credibility left? 75% of people say, nope, I don't believe a word he says.
I'm in a serious relationship.
I don't believe you.
Who's he in a serious relationship with now? Green of Earth? Green of Sky? Like, what is it?
Green of Sky.
It wasn't a joke.
You know what Green of Sky is. Come on, Molly.
Marijuana! He probably is in a relationship with that, too. With Mary Jane.
For someone, just on that note, if you're Aaron Rodgers and you want to keep this relationship private, like, I guarantee he's going to get really ornery
when someone figures out who's in a serious relationship with.
And it's like, if you didn't say anything, you would have bought yourself a few more months, at least.
Probably.
Like, at some point, someone would have seen you, but otherwise, you could have bought yourself more time.
Yeah. That's just looking for attention without looking for attention.
Side note, do you guys remember, what's her name? Shailene Woodley?
Yeah.
Did you see what she said about the time that she was in a relationship with him? She said it was like her most dark and like depressive times of her life or something like that. It was horrible. It was horrible. So just
Olivia Munn doesn't talk about it much either.
Nope.
And Danica Patrick's off the deep end, so her and Aaron swim off the deep end in the hot tub, the skin-filled hot tub. Sounds like Ryan's dream.
Sorry, say it again.
You know, your
he is
killer.
dating, right?
I didn't say a skin. I said a skin-filled hot tub.
Oh, that's. I mean, hey, that's why I know the Motel 6s are the good ones.
Yeah, there you go.
Are you gonna take your date next to like somewhere with a hot tub?
To a Motel 6?
I mean,
what is he going to Sybaris? Like, what do you mean somewhere with a hot tub? Like,
where's Sybaris?
Yeah, I don't know what that is. Like Narnia?
I don't know if it still exists. Yep.
Middle Earth?
Yeah. I don't know if it still exists, but it was like one of those hotels it was in the Milwaukee area that like you could like rent it and like the hot tub would be in your room. You could do one with like a pool in your room too.
Yeah, I think the Dells has a lot of those.
Yeah. I've stayed in a hotel room like that before.
You want to talk about a disgusting hot tub?
Yeah. Try going to like random Alberta, Canada, and they're like, yeah, we've got one room left, and it's got the hot tub in it. It's shaped like a heart.
And it's for Team Schuster to share.
Yeah. Me and Chris Ply's rooming together.
If you bring a black light into that room and if you flash it on the hot tub, is it just all purple?
There is no black. No one's doing that, Ryan. I want to live in ignorance.
You'd be blinded by the lights. Like,
that's gross.
And you might get revved up like a deuce in the middle of the night.
Special places.
So anyways.
How did this get here?
I would recommend it.
Ryan talking about where he's going to take his date.
That was
to the Dells.
That was a question from you, Molly. Let's pull back the tape.
And twins.
Would going to the Dells with like a significant other, is that like a true vacation?
It's like a staycation.
There's like spas in the Dells that are nice, I think. I've never attended to them. But
Depends what they like when you go. Like, I don't know. If they like the water park, you go on like a Tuesday when it's not full
if
of
they
kids.
like the water park and that's your significant other's a weirdo.
I was going to say, at what age can you be like, oh, I want to go to water parks?
I don't know.
Oh, my gosh. Like, I went to the Dells this winter because my sister-in-law was in town with their kid, and I specifically remember turning to my wife. I'm like, I'm so glad little Connor is here because this is so creepy for me to be here. It's just like I shouldn't be waiting in a kid's pool without a child. And like I didn't want to like venture too far from Connor, not because I was worried for his safety. I just was worried about the optics.
I think you're a weirdo too.
The other day I took my girls to the Oregon pool has like family swim, but they're old enough now like they go through the girls' room and they decided they had to use the restroom first. I don't know what was going on there. I can't do anything. So I'm just sitting in the pool area, and it's kind of empty, and it's just me with like two other families. I'm like, would you get? Like, I can't text. She doesn't have a phone or anything, and I'm like, where are they? I'm just sitting here for like 10 minutes. It's like this weird.
Just waiting in the water.
Like teenage lifeguard, two family members here, and I'm like, I'm not.
You're just sitting on the bench.
I was on the bench. I wasn't in the water.
Yeah, you can't like look at the pool because you don't want to feel like you're like creeping on anybody.
You look at your phone. You just want to keep it real, like looking straight down. I'm not taking. I'm just looking straight down on my phone.
Look at Steven Glansberg over here with all his friends.
Right. God. Yeah. So that. Yeah. I know that.
Super
feeling.
bad deep cut there.
I super bad. I've seen plenty of times. I will get that cut there.
Did
But
you just touch my butt, Dewey? I know your tricks, Dewey.
I did think of you the other day, Matt Hamilton, and Molly Brown. We're watching. Rosie and I are watching. My wife punted on it before it even started because the movie featured Danny McBride, who she.
Oh man, I love that guy.
I think guys love Danny McBride. I think women are like, I could take or leave this guy.
Yep,
so,
fair.
Mostly leave. But it was Land of the Lost with Will Ferrell and Danny McBride.
Okay.
It is horrible, but it is funny.
Movie.
Yeah.
We definitely, Rosie and I have laughed a few times. But like Will Ferrell, I would have, like, that's probably Rosie's favorite actor.
Yeah.
Like if you think about, and she hasn't even seen like his, like Elf, she's seen obviously.
Right.
But then he's been in, Land of the Lost. He's done voices for different things too. So like, he does make a lot of movies that kids can watch.
When she get to see Old School?
That's the thing, though. I can't wait. Like it'll be fun. It's just going to be a long time from now. Old School will be great.
It'll be old school by then.
It's already old. When did that movie come? That movie came out a while ago.
I want to say 2005. It would be 20 years ago now.
God.
Oh my gosh.
2003. So that movie's old enough to drink.
Ryan, were you born in the 90s?
99. August of 99.
Okay.
Yeah. He was born in August of 99, and like I remember that New Year's like.
You're 80, right?
1980.
1980. Okay.
Oh, I thought you said 80 years old.
No,
I was like, wow.
You look great for 80.
So me and Jim are both born in the 80s.
Yeah.
I'm a 97 baby. So.
Pups.
Big age gap.
So I was old enough to like 99. Like you're out at parties New Year's Eve. Y2K.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Did you think that the world was going to end?
By the time it got there, no.
Okay.
Like, there was like a little bit of a thing. But I will say, my wife worked at banks.
Conspiracy theorists?
It was a real thing they had to fix.
So crazy.
Because they just didn't plan on it. This has been Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
Since J&K Security Solutions opened